Welcome to the PGT PLO Series. It is time for some 4-card high-stakes action coming at you from the PokerGo studio on the Las Vegas Strip. Don't go anywhere today because we have some massive mystery bounties still up for grabs with only 6 players remaining battling it out for the top prize. My name is Remco Rinkema, Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth, and the wrinkles today will have a massive impact on the way this tournament is being played. We'll dive into all of that and much more, but first let's get these cards in the air. The name of the game is Mystery Bounty, and this is a look at the current chip standings. Allan Lee up top. We have Taylor Wilson, Frederic Normand, Chino Rheem, Linde, and Sean Winter rounding out this final 6. It's a stacked lineup. Allan Lee, PLO Crusher, has to be the betting favorite, but of course, there will be tons of gambling because not only are we playing for $195,000 up top, and the players have $35,000 guaranteed, there is still a $50,000 bounty and the top bounty prize of them all, worth $125,000, is still in the mix. So just for you to summarize, if Chino Rheem busts Sean Winter, that could be worth $125,000. They have not won any bounties just yet, but it does mean that a huge chunk of the prize pool has nothing to do with where you finish, but it has to do with who you finish off. All right, Donnie, let's get into it. Time for some gambling at this PLO final table.
It's good to be back, sir. Let's go. We got a bounty right away. This was from last night.
Okay, let's go.
The last elimination.
This could be worth 125 Gs.
This could be. Taylor Wilson pulling it here.
So he sat on this all night.
Sure, I'm gonna see a dollar sign first.
Oh boy, here's the sweat. We're looking for a 1.
Okay, it's not enough numbers. It's not a 1.
That's bad news. $5,000 added.
The show
Still a
is
month.
often
And everyone else celebrates.
Oh, yes.
I really wanted to take the air out of the stadium, man, but I guess we got to earn more.
You did a lot of squeezing for that 5.
I know which one it is.
I mean, it's just too far, too much
50
light.
and 125. Yeah.
Same.
All right, so if you're just tuning in,
Good luck, boys.
$125,000 bounty still out here somewhere. When a player gets eliminated, they will hand over their bounty, and then the player who receives the bounty will get to decide, do I want to open this now, or do I want to wait until I get eliminated? Hopefully we get some cool sweats here at this final table, not only by ways of flop, turn, and river, but also via the magic of the mystery bounty. Donnie, you've been here every single day. This event, of course, a little different than the normal offering. Have you sensed a bit of additional excitement with regards to the format?
Yeah, I think the players here on the PGT inside the PokerGo studio have become very excited by the mystery bounties that we have added to a few of the different schedules, most notably here at the PGT PLO Series. This was a 15K buy-in, $975 in the prize pool, and then about $325,000 or so is allotted for those mystery bounties. So you knock someone out, you get an additional sweat to see if you can pull some big bucks. It's going to be really fun to watch these guys sweat these envelopes.
So we might see some creative pre- and post-flop play just because the bounty equity is a massive part of today's tournament. We're playing 15K, 30K with a 30K big line ante. Flop now showing King 7-3. Chino Rheem defending from the big blind.
Too early for this.
The silence?
This game. This is like wild.
Morning is time for limit hold'em.
Exactly.
Action on Wilson, who bets 155.
Limit spread away.
Oh, please, can we switch?
Chino with
This
some
is like a
connectivity to the 3 and the 7.
Yeah, Chino has straight draws here. He does have backdoor diamonds. I mean, I know it's 5 high diamonds, but do want to point that out as well. And he is going to come along.
So Chino Rheem looking to connect with those low cards. Instead, we see the Jack of Diamonds, which gives him a flush draw. So Rheem now still 35% despite sitting on just 6 high. Wilson, of course, with little confidence in the strength of his hands. Pair of tens. Shrinks with every overcard, and the ace completes the board on the river. Wilson's tens are good here. Is there any viable bluff that Rheem can make here that makes sense given the way this hand played out with his passive type play?
I would think, you know, that it wouldn't be more so about, you know, what are the viable hands that I can necessarily bluff with, even though I think this board has run out in a way that probably favors Wilson here raising under the gun. He's probably going to be somewhat higher up in his range a lot of the times. That said, if you're Chino, you're just like, well, I have nothing. I have 6 high, so what am I going to do here? You know, so it's one of those like, well, I know I can't necessarily represent something in my range, so I just want to just go for it with the stone bottom of my range.
Wilson thinking that checking is not going to award him the pot a lot of the time, so he's just going to bet 365.
And he's probably just trying to target kind of some one-pair hands. Maybe Chino connected with an ace on the end. Maybe he's got just a one-pair hand like a king. He probably would have heard from 2-pair or better. He blocks the queen 10 with those 2 10s. He does block, you know, some combinations of weaker 2 pairs having that 7 in his hand too. So,
all right, for the people in the chat, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around today because, as I mentioned, massive bounty sweats on the line. We might see some bizarre all-in moves just because of it. Already see lots of our regulars in the chat. Christy, Eric, see Jack asking for a 4-color deck. Not a bad idea. We'll take it into consideration.
Look what's set in the bottom. So who's
the bounties, right? Because we saw Taylor pull that 5K. Every time a small bounty gets pulled, the average bounty goes up in price. So therefore, the players, like Sean Winter right here, has 11 big blinds. If he goes all in, players might attack a little bit more loosely because they're like, oh, well, now the average bounty pull is, let's say, 30K instead of 20K or whatever it may be. So they're a little bit more incentivized to get in there and try and get that KO to then hopefully score the big bounty. So the bounty element does come into play in terms of how these guys strategize.
Dylan Linde, a pleasant feature on all of our final tables. Hopefully we'll get some chatter out of him later on. Chino Rheem, usually in charge of the chatter, has been a little quiet so far. Still waiting for that shout out for his kid. Might hear it later on as well.
Let him eat.
Also, shout out to Javier Stewart, hanging out in the chat. Thank you for chiming in. Ian Sharifs is here. Andrew Hall watching as well. Clearly a PLO fan. Peter watching from Boca Raton, Florida. Thank you for tuning in. Always appreciated. We got a few more PLO final tables to come. This is the first stream of this series. We have a 15K final table tomorrow and then the 25K championship on Saturday. But all of these, of course, just the prelude to the 100K Super High Roller Bowl PLO, which starts on Monday, October 27th. 3 days of live streaming, 27th, 28th, and 29th. That's going to be with live commentary from Ali Najad and Alex Livingston. 100K buy-in, Super High Roll Bowl PLO. Let's get excited for that one.
I know we've talked a lot about the bounties in play so far, but also have to point out Sean Winter is leading the series leaderboard race. He won a tournament already at the PGT PLO Series. He's up on top. He's got a handful of caches so far, more than 400 points on the series leaderboard. Frederic Normand and Chino Rheem tied so far, 201 points apiece. They can't eclipse Sean Winter, even if they were to go on to win and he were to finish in 6th place, but they can put a nice little dent. And Normand, first time in the studio he's ever been here. I saw him the other day playing at the Wynn before the series. He said, yeah, I'm thinking about coming over to play the PGT PLO Series. Of course, the Canadian players do have to deal with the tax implications, but he ultimately was fine with it. And he's cashed now in 6 of the 8 events.
That's ridiculous.
So absolutely crushing.
Wow.
Here at the PGT PLO Series.
I just want to get everyone's hopes up. Way to break the tension.
Given his name, Donnie, we clearly have to go with the French pronunciation.
Well, then teach
You already
me,
broke into
sir.
the 5K.
I would go with Frederic Normand. I think the D is silent at the end.
Normand is fine. I'm going with Fred.
Fred?
Which I think everyone calls him anyway, so.
So would you go with the joke, given the fact that he's cashed 6 times? Fred, again. Fred, again. Shout out to all my EDM listeners out there.
Oh, yeah.
Fred, again. One of my faves. But yeah, so the resume definitely getting a bit of an extension here for the Québécois.
He does have the most bounties so far. He's collected 80K. He collected one of the 50s and then 2 15s last night. So
10-7-3 here in a blind battle. Raising a call pre. Donnie, from a dynamics perspective, would you assume that Wilson and Lee are going to be overly aggressive against the other players just to try and, quote-unquote, gamble with them because of the value of the bounties?
I think Lee will be a little bit more selective, just having watched him plenty and you know, knowing kind of his playing style. Not always the most aggressive player. Yes, he will turn it up at times, but more so of a strategically calculated individual. Taylor Wilson, a.k.a. Lightning, as the No Gamble, No Future viewers will know him as, can certainly get after it, okay? Can certainly get after it.
Seven of spades completes the board on the river. Normand
Check.
gets the check mark
Jack.
with a pair of jacks, and that's going to get tabled. He's going to win this one. Normand is sort of the odd man out here. Doesn't have the most, but also doesn't have the least amount of chips. So perhaps slightly handcuffed by the situation, but definitely
No, it's good.
in a good position given the fact that there's 3 players with a lot less that he can take stabs at, sending to the rail. Heroics in the chat asking, is this live with a delay? Yes, it is. The delay is about an hour right now. Thank you for tuning in.
It'll be very interesting with Sean Winter being the short stack. We know
Queen Jack 8 double.
he can cockroach with the best of them. He will not just fire his chips in. He might get down to 4 big blinds and still fight. So that makes it very annoying for everyone else because, as you mentioned, Remco, some other players might feel a little bit handcuffed with things. As long as Sean Winter is there hanging around like we know he does so well time and time again.
I do wonder if it has less of an impact today just because we're talking about a 13K pay jump from 6th to 5th, but the implications of the bounty going from 6th to 5th could be worth 125,000. So perhaps from Sean Winter's perspective, there's just simply no value in trying to outlast his opponents because the value is in trying to bust them.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think Sean might also be taking an approach like, listen, I'm on top of the leaderboard. If I want to win the series leaderboard title, I got to basically play defense.
Sure,
Which
yeah.
means kind of just trying to pad my lead as much as I can. Also with Sean Winter and Chino Rheem, both of them are the only 2 players in PGT history to win 2 series titles. Winter in 2022, he won the US Poker Open and the Poker Masters. Chino Rheem won 2 different editions of the PGT Mix Games. So if they were to go on to win this series title, become the first to win 3
Wow.
PGT series titles.
Love it. That is what the stats nerd inside of me loves focusing on, Donnie. Well done diving into the stats. By the way, you can find player profiles as well as the PGT standings on pgt.com/leaderboard, which of course is a very hot button topic for the players in the studio because there is still time to gather points to move up the rankings and make your way into the top 40. Right now I see a PLO specialist in the 40th place, Richard Greco.
Yeah, he's been out here all week battling, doing very well. Had a couple big scores during the World Series of Poker and some PGT qualifying events. Of course, I think he had some scores at the beginning of the year in the first edition of the PGT PLO Series. So if he makes it to that championship, though, he's going to need to just play the 2-card game. So.
Yeah. 55K from Normand, trying to end this thing right here on the spot. Not much appeal to the other players looking at these boards, and this turn bet is more likely than not just going to get it done. A few names to mention that are on the outside looking in as far as the $1 million PGT Championship free roll is concerned. Thomas Boivin from Belgium is in 41st, and then we have Andrew Ostapchenko, Patrick Leonard, Reiner Kempe, Ben Tollerine, João Vieira, Eric Seidel, Brian Rast, and Darren Elias just on the outside looking in. And Donnie, there's quite a few players that have played their fair share of events in the studio that are simply not qualified or not even close to qualifying. If I go further down the list, guys like Shannon Shore, Jason Kuhn, Jeremy Osmus are quite a ways away from having a seat locked up, which also means that we're going to have some new faces as it stands.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the name that you mentioned out of that group that sticks out to me the most, Jeremy Osmus, winner of the PGT Championship last season, also reigning PGT Player of the Year, but it just hasn't fully been clicking for Osmus this season. You know, last season, if you remember, he had a bunch of PGT cashes, he had a smashing World Series of Poker, all that sort of stuff. It just hasn't come together this season. Whether you look at PGT events here at the studio, even at the World Series of Poker, he couldn't really get anything going. Specific to this series, I think he's only got 1 cash so far, and it's a small cash at that. So it just hasn't worked out for Osmus just yet. Now, plenty of stuff still to come. We did recently, as of yesterday, add 6 WSOP Paradise events. I know Osmus is going down to Paradise. I believe Jason Kuhn will probably head down there as well because they got a lot of Triton stuff down there. So maybe we'll see 2 of those big guns get a bunch of points in those events and then also ultimately qualify for the PGT Championship. Kuhn also a previous winner of that event. The PGT is the closest thing to a sports league in poker, if there was one, and that's pretty near and dear to my heart. That's what I love about it. Action checking through here. That 6 on the turn gives Winter a straight. Would imagine Wilson just checks here again. Yep.
So far, nobody being overly aggressive. No one really trying to force the issue. And now arriving on the river, Sean Winter with a straight. He's got the winning hand.
$120 in there? Spot.
$120K pot size bet from Winter. Now only looking at 3 pair, so does have his share of blocking cards, but the possibility of a straight definitely looms large on this river.
Yeah, I would think Sean's got to be pretty strong here.
Sean also, of course, very short, only has 120K behind. Action now on Wilson. I wonder if the 2 jacks
Yeah, 2 jacks and the 7. You know, the 7 can work to make some sort of combos of straights. You know, 10-7, for example. The jacks block the jack 10. But it's also one of those, like, I mean, would he ever really fold? He's got 120 back. He just bet half his stack. I mean.
So Winter takes it down, picks up some much-needed chips, and we see the trophy there on the table. I will say that is a fantastic-looking trophy. It might be small, but it's looking very mighty. Here's a look at Global Poker. Listen up, players. Now through October 31st at midnight, you can receive a free Eagle Cup entry on Global Poker. Head to globalpoker.com and purchase 150,000 gold coins for $30 using the bonus code PGT PLO 30 to receive a free SC11 Eagle Cup entry and a free 30 sweeps coins. The free entry can be used on any SC Eagle 11 Eagle Cup 9 events and expires 21 days after purchase. Start playing today at globalpoker.com. Terms and conditions apply.
There are a few PLO events on that Eagle Cup schedule. Our partners over at Global Poker told us, so that free entry can be used there if you want to dive into the 4-card game.
Yeah, so most importantly, promo code PGT PLO 30 when you deposit $30.
I kind of miss the days of like bonus hunting and online. You know, you'd like.
Well, we used a different term for that, Donnie. The word hunting was not used. Let me tell you.
Well, you know, you used to go around and you used to try and fire up all these bonuses and go to all the different sites and what. You know, it's just hard these days. So it's good. It's good to see an offer out there from Global Poker.
I remember getting like a free $50 on some random casino that you should definitely not trust on the internet, and then you had to. It was like a playthrough bonus where you could unlock a free $100 if you played as many hands, and yeah, found myself grinding the blackjack tables every now and then just to try and see if I could unlock the bonus.
345.
Well, this money's gonna get in here from Winter for sure. Don't know Allan Lee's hand just yet, but he did announce a pot-size re-raise. Can't imagine Winter's going to fold the ace, king, queen, 10. Here we go.
I got it.
Lee says, I got it.
All right, so ace, king, queen, 10 for Winter.
Top.
Let's see what Lee comes with.
Damn, I had the bottom.
Did he say I got it, or did Winter say I got it? I don't know who said I got it. But
I had hearts.
Well, there's a bounty on the line here, and
limped.
Sean Winter is well ahead here against Jack 7-5-4.
this is purely a bounty play. You know Winter's committing with that raise, so you're going to try and get the money in.
Well, 10-5-8 is a promising look here for Lee,
I would like my
who's got 19 outs twice.
gutter and spades, man.
We can see some cards have been removed. 5 on the turn gives him trips, and Winter now down to 2 outs. That is a disaster card for Sean Winter. Allan Lee about to receive a envelope that could be tremendously valuable, and the 7 on the river will seal it. Sean Winter, our first casualty, busting out in 6th place.
And it's still okay.
And the adrenaline will start building right now, Donnie.
Oh, yes. Lee's going to hope to pull 125K. Everyone else is going to hope that he does not pull 125K. Everyone else is actually hoping that he just pulls a 5K. He skips the 125. He skips the 50, and you leave those still available. Allan Lee did pull a bounty last night of 25K.
My back. Come and get it.
Oh, nothing. I didn't say anything.
I would have lost. I would have made it straight and lost.
Is that them right there?
This hand. I had king 6-4-3 double.
Allan Lee on 2.8 million.
Oh, I
The one where the 6 of spades was just.
Taylor Wilson on
This
2.4.
hand. I had king 6-4-3
While
double.
Sean
and I was
Winter
like,
collects
maybe I should limp it.
35,700 for his
Fucking
efforts.
just, if he sticks it in, I could gamble. You would have busted me though.
Yeah.
But I would have busted him. If somehow you're out, maybe if I pot and he I could pot.
I just know if he pots, you're repotting.
Fuck.
So that's why.
I can pot and he repots and then you fold and I call him and bust him.
But I couldn't beat him.
I would have flopped spades in a gutter versus his, and he had me in bad shape. Ace, king, queen, 10, king, 6-4-3. That's how I can do it.
The game of what ifs
open,
is always a fun one to
he
play.
shoves, and then you just
Especially in a bounty, you know, because then it's what if I could have knocked him out and then got to pull the bounty? Of course, Sean Winter will be off to play event number 9. Across the hallway here at the Poker Go studio, he's already cashed for more than $320,000 this series.
I feel like it's gonna cost y'all some money trying to get my bounty. This is gonna be
Usually
fun.
how it goes.
This is about to be fun.
It's just, is it going to cost collateral money, or are we going to
It's
double
gonna
it?
cost everyone money.
I see Eric in the chat mentioning Chino needing 4th or better to pass Sean. No one can pass Sean
So what'd you say?
today.
You said if you pulled a 50 or the 125, you
Even if Chino or Fred Normand would go on to win,
don't know why, but I
they
have
cannot
a feeling
pass
you're gonna
Sean.
put
Sean will
if I
maintain
get
his
first,
lead,
he goes
but that lead will shrink quite a bit
Hello,
if
Mr. Linde.
And there's
Chino
also
or
another
Fred are able to take it down.
Satellite.
450.
which is play the 15 today.
Bro, what the fuck?
yeah.
450. You see how much it
Yeah.
says I got on the board, dude? That's
I meant for the
Oh,
100.
the 100? Yeah.
quite a chunk of my stack.
Yeah. No.
Let's see if we're going to participate. Nay.
Ace is here for Dylan Linde.
Bet you that's not what you thought was going to happen.
Could I pull the bounty in between hand? Can I pull it now?
Actually, that's because
should've
that
made
can
the
factor into if he goes for this.
That is actually a phenomenal line there
I
from
mean,
Allan
it's only
Lee.
going to cost some time banks.
I mean, is that allowed?
I mean, why not? If he has
Yeah, I
time.
Can we pause it or not?
I mean, it's one of those things where, you should not be able to pause the
No,
clock.
that's
You
not-
have to use your time extensions if you want to do this.
So you should do your action and then.
Yes.
I mean, he wants to sweat this fast.
Yeah, you should probably.
not in between hands? I just ripped one.
Well, that's the one he's going to.
Like, if he pulls a 5K out of this envelope right now,
I
if he
know.
were to do it, then he calls this shove.
Oh my God, this is a
Clearly that's
mad.
why you're asking, because, like, yeah, if he pulls a 5K, he's ripping it in. If he pulls a 100K, he's folding.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair to ask, but
The dynamics of this are phenomenal.
yeah.
All right, call. 450?
Oh my God, so he is going to call, and Linde only has 300K behind, so this is going to go in on the flop almost always,
Were you gonna
I want to
speak
say.
up?
Even without knowing, don't you
see
want
you
2
shut
envelopes to
back.
pull
Yeah, for
versus one, right?
Yeah.
So you might as well
I
just
agree.
go for it anyway.
Certainly agree.
Do what he has to
Sure.
And there's still a 50K bounty as well.
I would do that every time if
That
you were allowed.
smile on Allan's face
Oh,
knows
I-
he agrees too.
If you were allowed to do that, I would literally do that every time.
All right, Linde all in here with aces.
What
And
we got, boys?
Allan Lee calling with Queen, Jack, Jack 3.
Versus a pair. And a pair of the board. And 2 back doors.
7 outs for Lee,
I think
2 of which have been
I mean,
folded,
hand
so
of gutter,
calls and then
He's down to
then
5.
you can pull,
Eight,
like
queen,
that's
jack,
fine, right? Or if you repot and
Right?
then
8 queen jack 3.
terrific spot for Linde to double up here.
I get information if I pull before I
10. Yeah.
All right, 2 cards to come here. Is Allan Lee going to gather another bounty? It's not looking like it right now. Looking for an ace, 7, or a 9. 9 of diamonds.
Ugly, so
And that is not the 9 that he was looking for.
nice end, Dylan. Thank you.
It's like 3.
I had queen 9. Too.
I think it's 3 exactly.
What did I have? I had dust.
King,
Can't
queen
beat a
9,
fucking 9,
deuce.
can't beat-
King, queen 9 deuce.
yeah, now you're in.
Well, I already ripped this one. But I'm not going to look at it.
don't have
I'm
to
not gonna
reveal
look
it
at
yet,
It's
yeah.
okay.
But that's
I
it.
don't want to do it in between hands. Just
But now,
Sharp,
But now-
sharp little man you are.
All right, Linde with the double up. He is still in contention as we show you the all-in-one study system for everyone from beginner to elite. Octopi Poker is the next generation study system for everyone, from casual players to elite pros like Steven Chubbuck. It's a fun-to-use, affordable, and full of features. Head to octopipoker.ai now and check it out. That is octopipoker.ai. It does not come with a free mustache, but maybe you can earn one through playing and getting lost in the sauce.
One more bounty for you to be able to obtain out.
yeah.
Can I pull it between hands or in the middle of the hand? That's great.
Plus,
That is
we
great.
run back our heads up in a different game. You know?
Where was this
I'm not
at?
drunk enough.
Who's eating the microphone?
That's true.
Yeah.
Our
Please stop chewing on it.
It's much different than it was.
I got fucked by that dude who almost died. Because like when I was winning, I was running that bitch over when, and then we had to stop because we got out of international waters because some pussy couldn't handle his liquor. You can believe that, right?
What?
I mean, I was just hammered, just getting in, and then we had to wait for the next day, and it was all ruined.
I mean, I think other than I think that the guy who got third got what was coming to him because you and I drank all night and all day.
And the next day, yeah. We did.
Jack 6-5, 2 diamonds. As we play the next hand here, Linde limped in. He's up against Wilson in the big blind.
They were talking about the 10K high roller on the WPT cruise from a couple years ago. Linde ended up getting heads up with Wilson.
Oh my God. Linde now, by the way, looking at an open-ended straight flush draw, and he's flopped a pair of jacks to go along with it. So kind of a gin flop for him as he decides to just make the call. 4 now on the turn, jacks and 4s, as Wilson's pathway to victory gets reduced even more.
I mean, it's hard to have this little equity in PLO, but here we are, sub 10% for Wilson.
Well,
I mean, he might just want to start bluffing with it. He has a deuce in his hand. He has a 7 in his hand.
I was just going to say, the lower your equity, the more reason you have to bluff. Action now on a Linde. Ace comes on the river. Jackson 4's best here.
Oh.
Wilson is tempted into betting.
Yeah, I mean, he's got absolutely nothing here. They might as well try and take it down. Can put a bit of pressure here on Linde, given the fact that Chino Rheem is still fairly shorter than him. And this is a tough spot for Linde. Yeah, you have 2 pair, but your opponent could have got there with an ace-5, an ace-6. You know, maybe he has the low end of the straight that elected not to bet the turn and is now like, okay, once he checks back, I'm going to go for some value. So, tough spot here for Linde.
Linde taking his time here, but he is going to make the call. Well done. If you're just tuning in, you better not tune out because there are 2 insane bounties up for grabs here at this PGT PLO final table. One of those
be able to do that again.
worth $125,000.
Go get a cabana at a pool the next day before the final table.
The other $50,000.
Drink all day. Come back and play 3.
A lot of extenuating circumstances.
That's what you guys did?
Yeah. Yeah, we had to stop playing at 4 a.m. with 3 people left because of international waters on the WPT cruise.
Somebody like got alcohol poisoning or something. It might have been worse than that, honestly. I don't know. If he died, I'm sorry.
The big blind changed?
So they made us quit three-handed.
Yeah.
I mean, I was lit.
2040.
Yeah, we
And we drank the next day and played three-handed.
Queens for Chino Rheem, who is looking for some chips here, as everyone else seemingly has improved on the day.
Toby's
The
a
exception,
nice
of course,
dude,
of Sean
he
Winter.
stood no chance against us.
Chino, by far and away the shortest, and players perhaps just want to see flops against him in hopes of connecting and having a chance to send him to the rail. There's just so much up for grabs here.
The problem if you're Wilson there and you want to take the approach of seeing a flop is you still have Normand behind you, right? So he can pot it, he can come in the pot as well, and if you don't have a very good hand, it's going to make things hard to play. Now, once he gets out of the way, Normand's for sure going to come along here. If he had maybe a little bit of a better hand, maybe he just tries to get it in against Chino, but this type of hand, he's just going to see the flop and then ultimately go from there. And here, I'm guessing the money goes in. Normand's open-ended with the 8-5. Chino's got the overpair. Chino's short. About a pot-sized bet left.
Normand bets pot, which all but puts Chino all in.
Well, you're not folding now, Chino. Come on. You got the overpair. You got backdoor hearts. You got a backdoor straight draw, too. I mean,
All right, Chino Rheem all in and at risk. Normand looking for some help here. He needs a 4, 8, ace, or 9. Some of those have been folded, but definitely drawing live here. Chino Rheem with a million chips in the middle, looking to double up and keep himself in contention here. Turn card is the 9 of diamonds. Disaster for Rheem.
An 8 or a king still?
8 or a king could save him. Chino Rheem on the brink of elimination. Just 15% equity. Are we going to get down to 4? It's the queen of diamonds on the river. Chino Rheem eliminated in 5th place. And Frederic Normand from Canada is about to receive an envelope of which the value we do not know yet, but this could be.
oh, I was gonna say maybe a little bit of chicken between them because they can draw whenever they want.
Imagine if they proposed a trade.
100%. It's like not even close.
Imagine trading.
Yeah, why not?
Would you trade with me if we both had one?
Sure.
I don't know. It depends how I felt in the moment, like how the energy was going.
One of these better be a 5K.
Oh, are they gonna? What are they gonna?
I don't know which way is the plan.
Which way we have to do it?
Black.
Yeah, Allan Lee kind of half opened his already.
So wait, one sec.
That's what it was for mine.
Oh, they're gonna open them at the same time.
All right, let's go. We got a massive sweat.
Basically, the
One of these could win $125,000.
Wait, one sec.
So you're gonna just show the camera and then look.
You want to trade?
Oh, let's trade.
I could never.
Yeah,
That'd be the sickest thing ever if you trade away.
you want to do it quick or quick? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, 5,000 each.
God. You guys are amazing at this.
Donnie, this keeps all the money in play.
All the money is still left to
So
play.
excited, it's like, yeah.
What the hell?
It's okay.
I love it. It's incredible.
All right, Chino Rheem collects 48,700. But more importantly,
I was just gonna do
the 2 biggest bounties are still in the game. One worth 125,000, one worth 50,000. So Dylan and Linde salivating at the thought of still being in contention for all that money.
That was sick.
Yeah, we're good. 2.0.
We're having fun, that's
Wow,
for sure.
what a sweat.
I guess we play poker now. Huh?
Shit, I'm gonna fix this.
Wilson getting back to business here. Double suited ace queen.
That's rare side chip distribution.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Look, Donnie. Three
Is that
players
just
tied.
my antes in the middle? 10 seconds.
So still to play, I believe, 125, 125,000, 50,000, and then two 5Ks. I think that's what's left.
Hopefully,
That's kind of disgusting.
Sand's going to determine the chip
hopefully
leader.
there's only 3 people out.
I mean, that's crazy.
8-6-4 with 2 hearts. Not a very inspiring flop, although Wilson, the one flopping top pair, but these kinds of flops
They're highly talented bounty players.
Hey, I got
will
some
connect
good
more
ones,
often
brother.
with the defending player.
How many bounties do you have?
Just one.
How much?
15.
See, I got 2 of those.
15. I can't have 2 of them. It's impossible.
That's gonna pay
Normand
for the
flexing his
bar
bounties
at the
against
wedding.
Dylan Linde there.
I don't know how much 25 people can drink. We'll find out.
Wilson tries to just pick it up here on the
Pressing,
flop.
apparently.
Yeah, I don't think Lee can continue here.
A few non-drinkers, but I guess some people will be playing the 100K the next day and won't be going too hard.
Chip leader.
Donnie, do you think they would have gotten the same amount of players if one of the bounties, and this of course would have been communicated ahead of time, would have been a entry into the 100K super high rollable PLO? And I'll let you marinate on that for a little bit here, because we have to look at how you can turn rags into riches. This is your last chance to play in the PGT True Classic Rags to Riches for free. The event runs December 2nd through 5th at the PokerGo Studio. Share your poker story for a chance to win. There's 15 5K packages up for grabs. The deadline is October 27th. That is in 4 days. So all you have to do is go to trueclassictees.com/TCPokerGo. Why not just enter over on trueclassictees.com/TCPokerGo. There are 15 5K packages to win, and this is your last chance. There's only a few days left to enter. Share your story, and we might see you here at the studio.
I want to before I answer your question, I want to speak a little bit more to that event specifically. You mentioned the 15 5K packages. That alone is freaking incredible,
Yes.
right? I believe Arya is going to be running, I think, 4 satellites, 10 seats guaranteed total. So that's another 10 seats that are up for grabs. And we found out earlier this week that the winner of that True Classic event, which is running December 2nd through 5th here at the PokerGo Studio, the winner gets a $30,000 package to the WSOP Paradise Super Main event.
Oh my God!
How sick is that?
That is that is like an insane value add for the winner.
Yeah, so you guys have until Monday to get your stories in, okay? Submit your poker story. Let's go. We are also going to be giving away a 30K WSP Paradise package to a PokerGo annual subscriber.
Oh my God!
So if you're an annual subscriber out there, that is coming. Information will be circulated within the coming days. We're just kind of putting the fine print on everything, so be sure to check your email, the social media platforms, etc. But as long as you're a social or an annual subscriber, I believe the drawing date will be November 18th, you could win a 30K package to go to the Bahamas and play in the 25K, $60 million guaranteed WSP Paradise Super Main event.
But let me ask you this, Donnie. We talk about how you can win your way into the Rags to Riches True Classic Tees event, but you can also just buy yourself a ticket in a hotel room and come and play.
Yeah, of course. The buy-in is a very affordable $3,300, the most accessible price point that we have offered here at the PokerGo Studio as part of the PokerGo Tour. Okay, so you can come here. December 2nd is the first day. December 3rd is the second day. Those are 2 starting flights. Then we'll play day 2. Then we'll play the final table. There will be streaming all days. So that is a very, very, very cool event. Of course, largely in part to our great friends over at True Classic.
Fives win.
Fives win.
I was like, maybe I should bluff that river.
But yeah, a mystery bounty, back to your question, that awards a seat into the 100K. I think these players would have been for it. I mean, I think a lot of them probably have aspirations to play that event. Not that they necessarily will, but maybe they come out, they're like, you know what, I'll fire the series if I do really well. I'll play it. There is a 10K satellite happening on Sunday. They'll probably fire that for most of them, and then hopefully they win a seat, they get in. You know, but if you put that bounty prize in there as well, I think they'd probably be for that. I mean, why not?
It'd be so cool that a player that maybe, I don't know, reaches to play in an event like this,
Yeah, of course.
then gets catapulted into the 100K super high rollable PLO.
10 seconds.
Also, along with being a PokerGo annual subscriber, I talked about that chance you have to win a 30K package to WSOP Paradise. We're also giving away 3 dream seats to the PGT $1 Million Championship. So you essentially have 4 shots. You could win a 30K package to WSOP Paradise, or you could win one of 3 dream seats, come out here and play in the PGT $1 Million Championship that's taking place in January. That's a $1 million free roll. It's going to have around 50 to 55 players or so. So, I mean, you're getting a lot of opportunity there. And we see quad aces. Ace, ace, ace here. And Lee's got the ace.
Yeah, that's going to be a funny one for Wilson, who doesn't have a pocket pair, so he does not even have the chance to make a full house.
I'm not sure I've ever seen 100% on the flop in PLO, but there we have it.
Always.
I'm supposed to keep you honest for at least a street there.
6s.
So if you're just tuning in, 4-handed play, stacks all very similar. Everyone in that 50 big blind range, meaning that there is a large battle that looms ahead, given the fact that these payouts are I guess, largely influenced by the presence of mystery bounties. $140 here from Lee. Ace, Queen, Jack 8 with clubs.
10 seconds.
Linde makes the call. His hand, of course, not interacting as much with the opening range of Allan Lee.
10 seconds.
Is it 30 pre here?
Wilson folds, and Normand now
10 seconds.
to act in the big blind.
Maybe final table is different.
497 Rainbow spinning things towards Linde, who flopped 2 pair and some straight draws.
Probably a spot here. Linde wants to bet. Has that 2 pair. Has the straight draw as well. Don't just want to give your opponents free cards here. Deny any sort of equity that they have.
Linde gets Normand to fold, and you can imagine that Lee also has no interest in seeing a turn. And Linde picks up this one, and he now up to 2.1 million. And Allan Lee, who was our chip leader, is now our short stack, but that only means he's about 3 big blinds shy of the chip lead. What do you say, Donnie? Even chop, add up all the bounties.
Yeah, sure, why not? Why not, right?
If you're just tuning in, thank you for watching. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We have 3 big PLO final tables today, tomorrow, and on Saturday, followed by, starting on Monday, the 100K Super High Rollable PLO with a commentary from Alex Livingston and Ali Najad.
That's going to be a fun one. That'll be a fun one, of course. I'm sure all the big guns will be out there for that one. I did see Jason Mercier showed up today.
Wow.
So he's out there. Had his suitcase right next to him in line to register for today's 15K. And then, of course, he'll be playing that 25K and then the 100K as well. Brandon Adams showed up as well. He's out there battling across the hallway, so players are ready to go.
40.
Commentary with Livingston will be
Fantastic, yes.
Livingston. You said Livingston and Vitch?
No, Najad.
Oh, Najad. Oh, even. I mean,
Yeah, all the
so
stuff
Najad will bring the insanity.
all the stuff you guys are not learning from us, you will learn from them. We are just here to yell very loudly when someone pulls $125,000.
Yeah, you know. We're the yin to their yang, you know.
Normand receives the check mark here as he fills up and makes a full house with 200K in the middle. Just going to assume that he is going to want to try and extract some value, but perhaps prefers to play some defense, keep bluffs in there.
Seconds.
9 on the river. Doesn't improve Lee.
Time extension.
75K is the bet here. Normand looking for some thin value, as it's pretty obvious that Lee does not have a whole lot. Would you sometimes check there to try and induce something, or is it just too likely that someone in Lee's situation is going to give up and check back?
I think you can go either way.
Hold that thought.
Okay, you got it.
You can play with Maria Ho on playpokergo.com, and that is pretty exciting. Coming up on Wednesday, October 29th on Play Poker Go, play the 10K Gold No Gamble No Future Sit and Go. And if you end up playing with Maria, your prize will be doubled. Plus, it's the perfect time to play your single hand of free online poker, so you're entered to win a dream seat into the PGT $1 Million Championship. Download the free Play Poker Go app or head to playpokergo.com to play right now. So once again, playpokergo.com, and October 29th, you can play with Maria and watch your prize pool get doubled. O-Side says, not a bad idea. A chop would make sense.
These guys ain't gonna chop. Come on, man.
They've been playing for a day and a half to get to this point.
Defendable.
I did see a question earlier, though. Does the bounty payout count for PGT points?
Add 5s again.
No. I mean, it wouldn't offend it for
Not
potting.
directly, no, but the way that we do it is we basically calculate the prize pool as if no bounty money was taken out, assign the points accordingly to the places, then go back, take the money, the bounty prize pool out, and like reset the payouts.
Right.
So that's why you see I think it's 238 points is for first place in this one. Where if you would have saw 195 for first place, 195K for first place in a 15K, maybe you don't get that many points. But that's because we do it so it's somewhat normal to a regular 25K because we do want to keep those finishing spots pretty normalized.
I had, yeah.
So the point implications are a little larger than the current final table payouts that you're seeing.
Question from João Cardosa said, is a Hold'em Super High Roller Bowl been confirmed? Yes, sir. Go to pgt.com/schedule, scroll down a little bit, you'll see on December 20th, so right before Christmas, Super High Roller Bowl X is coming your way. Remco's drinking. That's you just heard a beer can drop.
Oh man, I wish.
Top pair here, or two pair here, I should say, for Wilson. Also clubs. Not much working for Linde. He checks.
$40.
Bet a 40K and they fold. Wilson now tied for the chip lead with Normand. 2.13 million for both of them.
I would have bet I'd have bet aces up there on that. Could have backed it straight.
Yeah. Very believable.
I mean, you'd probably call me, but.
Donnie, do you have any early predictions on what the Super High Rollerball PLO is going to draw?
Yeah.
I really don't know.
It just sucks for him because at that point he still has hope that he can bust
I don't know. I mean,
that's
I think
why
he had
I was
me
like, let
covered
me
too,
bet
then.
just enough to.
I think it'll be
Yeah.
on par
He had
with
me covered as well.
whatever
I
the
think
last
he already
one was.
did it at the
I know we haven't had
did
some
before.
players here.
Yeah.
Helis Parsonen, Jonas Kronwitter,
A bunch of
those
weird
guys,
stuff
some
going
of
on
them,
with,
the
like, all
other,
the short
one or
stacks
two of the other
between
Finns.
the medium stacks.
Sammy Sipila, for example, they haven't been here for the series.
Yeah.
But where they haven't played, we have someone like Nick Palma's firing every single tournament, right? So you get some new faces that are out there battling. I was surprised today when I was walking around the studio before we kicked off the stream to see Jason Mercier, to see Brandon Adams. So now knowing that they're in town for the back half of this series leading into that event, we get them. So I think it'll be pretty much on par. And then, of course, hopefully we draw 2 seats again for the satellite that's taking place on Sunday. And let's go.
It's always a huge sweat. Who wins the satellite? Would he have played if he didn't win the satellite?
Yeah. I know Talal's in town as well. He got here a couple days late, so yeah, it'll be good. Maybe he hasn't played so far, but that's been expected. And I'm talking about Jason Kuhn. He doesn't get out of bed unless it's 25K or higher. So, maybe he pops in for that final event of this series and then goes into that 100K Super High Roller Bowl. So I think I would expect that to happen.
Meanwhile, here we have Lee making it 125 under the gun. Normand called from the big blind, and now a bet of 130 on King Jack 5. Normand with a king and a gut shot here, with a hand worth continuing. Normand does make the call. Turn brings the Jack of Clubs. Trips now for Lee, and confidence waning when it comes to a top pair and a gut shot, so not the development that Normand wanted to see. 5 now pairs on the river. Lee gets the check mark.
King. Jack.
Jack's going to win it.
The last Super High Roller Bowl PLO, just looked it up, had 42 entries. So I would expect 40 plus once again. One thing working in favor of this year's Super High Roller Bowl PLO is it's not just the 100K as a one-off. There are two 15Ks happening after the 100K registration closes. So, you know, the guys that do travel out here to play that big of a buy-in event, they kind of get sort of a second chance opportunity in the form of two 15K PLO events. So that should entice, a couple extra people to possibly come out here or even stick around after this series and fire into that. So that'll be good.
Oh, fan it.
Linde with 80K here with his set of 9s. Normand makes the call. A little bit of thought here from Lee. I don't think he'll continue, but you never know. It does have backdoor hearts.
340.
Look at that. Taking advantage here is Allan Lee, but it's Linde here with the set of 9s. A lot of pressure being applied here from Lee. That jack does block a set of jacks. It blocks ace jack. Linde makes the call, quick fold out of Normand. And kind of out of nowhere, we got more than 900K in the middle. 6 on the turn, 6 of spades. Lee picks up 2 pair. Once called here from Lee, and not really a beneficial turn card, even though he does improve to turn 2 pair. Probably just going to check and kind of shut this one down, which he does. Linde checking back. And a 7 comes in on the end. So Linde went from a set of 9s to now a 10 high straight, playing the 10-7 in his hand. think Lindy's going to lean bet here, but maybe has some checks back, just not wanting to put too much of his stack at risk. Oh, he does come with the check back. Okay.
10-7. And 9 still.
Yeah.
And Linde now, all of a sudden, leaping forward just enough for it to be significant. Lee and Normand with a bit of distance between them and Wilson. Obviously, the stacks are deep here. The structure very accommodating to the players. All eyes on the bounties, but also, of course, there are regular payouts to be played for. Final four guaranteed $65,000. Then we go up to 87, 126, and 195. This event had 65 total entries. Prize pool of just shy of $1 million. But there's also, I believe, still $185,000 in bounties up for grabs. Normand with kings on the button now.
10 seconds.
If you wonder why the players are looking up, they can see the chip counts of their opponents on the big screen. This, of course, removes one bit of chatter that would slow the game down. Players constantly asking for a chip count. Normand limped on the button. Lee called, and Linde decides to check. King Jack 5. Top set for Normand. Has a 10 to block potential straight draws. So very much a very appealing situation here for the Canadian. Ten now finds its way to the turn. Also brings out a flush draw. Lee with both flush and straight draws now. There's a lot going on here. Not a lot to play for.
Yeah, a lot going on, and we also have Lindy's hand, which we don't know, is involved there as well.
10 seconds.
105.
All right, well, Lindy's got enough to come along here.
Very interesting to see what Normand's going to do right now. And, you know, raising obviously would be a problem here, Donnie. There are ways to be beat.
Yeah, I think once he checks the flop, he's going to just come with a call here, which he does. You know, why would you check the flop and then when a card that comes in that can make a straight for your opponents, why would you then start piling all the money in? And he gets a great river.
Yeah, brilliant river card for Normand. He now with the top boat. Kings full of jacks. Lee lucky enough to miss his draws. Now, there's a chance that Linde is in here with some sort of Jack X combo.
Like Jack 10.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
I mean, maybe he's got a Jack 5. Maybe he's got a set of 5s. I mean, this was limped pre. So, you know, Lindy's hand from the big blind is wide open. And he does come with 275. Right into it for Normand.
Wow, so Linde with 275.
How much is in there?
Questions now of race sizing because Normand here can only lose to pocket jacks. Time extension used.
Time extension. 10 seconds.
1.4 million.
And here comes a raise to 1.4 million. Normand not messing around. And a quick toss from Linde, whose cards never hit the scanner, so we'll always be left wondering.
Only one.
But the one thing that's clear is that Normand picks up this huge pot. Frederic Normand chipping up very, very nicely. He now in the lead as we look at your way to play in the PGT Championship. Play free online poker for a chance to win a dream seat to play in the $1 Million Championship. Go to playpokergo.com or download the Play Poker Go app for iOS or Android. Create a free account and play a single hand of free online poker to get yourself entered into our giveaway draw. The deadline for this is December 10th, 2025, so you better just, get this done right now. Procrastination is a real problem. I suffer from it myself, but let me just be your guide right now. Just get in the mix, play at least one hand to make yourself eligible, and we might see you here in the $1 Million free roll.
I think the chat should let us know. If you haven't done that already, right now, go to playpokergo.com, create a free account, play a single hand, and then come back and tell us how long it took. That's what I want to know. I'm guessing it will probably take you all of 4 minutes, maybe, to do that.
Sad one. No, it's kind of sad.
I don't believe it, but it's possible.
Big one.
2040 still.
At the speed you folded, I don't think you call any size. Min raise, 3x, 4x, 5.
I had no pair.
Yeah.
1 through 5.
What can you do?
Got him.
What can you do?
Re-raise.
Ace Jack 3
Yeah, no.
on the flop here. Wilson out flops the kings of
No,
Lee.
thank you. Might be okay for you, but it's not for me.
What's in there? 310.
Lee does bet 100,000. Wilson, of course, not 100% secure here with just ace-10. This is PLO after all, but his hand definitely too strong to be overly concerned. We are
How many more hands do we
just
draw?
playing four-handed.
3.
Jack now pairs on the river. Wilson's ace is best here.
I'll check it.
Action gets checked, and Wilson takes this one down.
Would you ask them how many hands?
It's
How many hands
3.
are
That was 1 of
left at
3.
this level?
Oh fuck, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Is this like to avoid people tanking to like skip the big blind?
Yes.
Or? Okay, that's what I was thinking.
It used to happen in here a lot.
It happened in here, yeah, and I think once it got on TV, they stopped it pretty
I
quick.
feel I knew he was doing that.
I mean, a few people were, a few people that
Yeah.
are kind of anti that stuff, but I guess-
People were fucking savage about it. Yeah.
I feel like you got to kind of dislike. Like I would do it to someone I just didn't like. But
Yeah,
It's part of the strategy, but it's like too much.
it's a little too.
it's a lot.
I would just spite do it and then tell them I'm spite doing it. Like, but in general, yeah.
I am fucking you.
I don't like it. I might do it to Palm Lane. Send them to the moon.
Oh boy.
10 seconds.
Yeah, he's a fun person to noodle.
Did you see what happened at the end of his?
I did. That's sad. Honestly.
That actually sucked.
I wish the best for him. Like I just
160.
But yeah, that's pain.
That one was pain.
It definitely meant more to him than anyone else at that table. Had to be the loudest,
160.
loudest table of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
At least
Good for TV. It's good for Hustler.
Yeah, for sure.
Check.
After 2 limpers, Normand made it 160, and both limpers came along, so we got some chips to play for here with 520 in the middle. Wilson open-ended, paired his 5, also has a pair of jacks. He's got some ways. However, the presence of clubs is going to really slow down his excitement. Nine of spades on the turn, though, makes things quite interesting. 2 flush draws now for Lee. Wilson with the king high straight.
What's in there?
This is one of those spots, Donnie, where you have the nuts, but there's so many ways to lose.
Yeah, you know, on one hand, you probably have thoughts of trying to deny equity against your opponents. You don't just want to let them get there for free. On the other hand, it's like, if I bet and get called, you know, there's a lot of river cards that are just going to make me kind of throw up in my mouth. So I kind of hate it. I think it does help Wilson in this case, where he has the king of spades in his hand, so you deny some continues from your opponent.
So Wilson does decide to go big and bet pot, trying to steal a good price away from those drawing, and Lee is the one drawing. As you can see on the screen, it's 50-50, so meaning half the deck will give Lee the winning hand. Lee is taking his time here, as this is quite a big decision. I think any bet that's smaller gets called quite quickly here. I guess Lee probably concerned with the fact that if one of his flush draws is not live, he is in a ton of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, your flush draws might not be live. Also, I mean, maybe you don't get action. If you miss, it's a good chunk of the stack that you have left. It's a little bit less than half, but you know, for effective purposes, it's half your stack. So
Top left, yeah.
I had 1 king. Does that help?
It's like
Wasn't sure what he had.
refracting the light differently, so I wasn't sure.
I had a pretty good hand.
Pretty good.
SBR2 on him.
And then one more level, then break.
Yeah.
How long's the break? 10?
This caffeine is running through me.
I should have trolled Chino when I put him all in. I should have used one time extension and put everything except one chip. And then you jams, I think, go.
It's hard though, because you have to put
right away.
you have to put all of his chips except for one.
No, I know that's the thing. Like I didn't think about it on the moment. That would have been funny.
It's hard.
Two pair for Linde to start things off. Kings and eights. Does have one suit to go along with it. He's just going to limp in. And Donnie, this deep stacked PLO final table, the way that it's shaping up here four-handed, just makes things a lot more strategic than we saw in the beginning where players were just chasing bounties.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the emptiness of the short stacks here. I mean, these guys are just going to play, I would say, pretty conservative overall. They've all got good shots, you know, to ultimately go on to win. Even someone like Lee, who's on the shorter side compared to his opponents, he's still pretty deep with almost 30 big blinds. So a lot of playability here. Four-handed, you know, this is when the money jumps really start to matter. We know that there's still a 125K bounty out there. There's still a 50K bounty out there. And if the players want those bounties, or at least want shots at those bounties, you want to be able to have a good stack size where you can take shots at them, which means not falling short. So I think it's all just kind of the recipe to leading toward pretty conservative play overall, meaning we could be here a while.
Center. $150.
10 seconds.
150 from Wilson. Looking at a fairly mediocre draw, but he banking on the fact that no one else connecting all too well here, and he gets it done. All right, still four-handed here. Once again, a reminder that the Racks to Riches promo is still possible for you to win. You can win a 5K poker package at the PokerGo studio in Las Vegas to play in the True Classic PokerGo Racks to Riches tournament. Go to trueclassictees.com/TCPokerGo. Share your story, and we might see you here. 15 5K packages available for that event, which will be played here at the PokerGo studio. It's a $3,300 buy-in event. If you do not qualify, I would also recommend you to come and play. As Donnie just announced on the stream, there's a $30,000 package added for the winner to play in the, did you say 60 million?
Yeah.
$60 million guaranteed.
Largest guarantee in live tournament poker history, in poker tournament history, as far as I know.
And that's WSOP Bahamas.
They did 50 million last year. They said, you know what, the heck with it. We're going to 60. And they're going to 60.
I'll play it in 10 years.
Yeah. I mean,
They keep adding 10 million every year.
I mean, why not?
Wilson now makes it 175. King, Queen, Jack 4. Normand made the call, and now Linde getting a nice price for some three-way action. Jack, Jack 4, having Wilson flopping a full house. Normand with trips with the best kicker. This could get very interesting. Donnie, if we're Wilson here with jacks and 4s, we are incentivized to build a pot against any other jack, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you also don't want to give other jacks like a free shot to improve to full houses, right? I mean, a lot of times in PLO, when a player has trips, he's going to be pretty live to hit a full house.
Wilson does come with 110K into 600. Normand makes the call. Linde out of the way. So this is a big one now. 820 up for grabs. King shows up on the turn. Wilson improves from jacks and 4s to jacks and kings. Taken away by a big talking point. I was going to say something along the lines of, Donnie, this card is bigger than a 4 and it doesn't pair him. What do you do now? You know, if a 7, 8, or 9 would have come up.
Well, you did get half right. It's bigger than a 4.
It is bigger than a 4, yes. Sadly, it pairs him. Wilson opted for a check. And now the 9 on the river. Could see him come with a smaller sized value bet, perhaps, just to attract interest from any kind of jack.
I would lean to bet my hand here. You know, let's start there. I don't think Normand is going to be just kind of firing over aggressively. So I would just want to bet and try and get paid off here. Now it's just a matter of sizing. Do you even want to try something like maybe you kind of come small, as make it appear like it's a block bet, get your opponent to possibly raise?
10 seconds.
That is 630.
Time extension.
$630 here from Wilson, basically 3/4 of the pot. And I think we are, targeting those hands. Any jack, any sort of straight, but Wilson does
10 seconds.
have a queen, which blocks potential straights. Donnie, is Normand supposed to call here with ace-jack? That's what I'm wondering.
Time extension.
I mean, he might just be too high up in his range here to fold this one. You have a 10, which does block queen 10 that your opponent could possibly have, although, is he just going to fire into a paired board like this? Someone like Wilson might. I think Wilson tends to be more aggressive than not. I think he tries to find some thinner value at times, playing into that aggression.
Time extension.
Can he be betting a worse jack? I can see Fred going either way. I mean, I think he will probably end up on call. Look at that. Well done.
Wow,
Well done.
very well done.
Yeah.
Wilson only 1 street of value
One, yeah.
on the flop, and Normand getting away from this, losing basically the minimum, which is very impressive.
Part of the tournament here, probably. If I call, I'm right. If I'm calling, wrong.
What's that?
It's key pot for the tournament.
Yeah, I guess.
Elite fold or bad fold.
At least you get to find out, right?
Yeah. I think I made a good fold. A very good one.
Ten seconds.
If you're still with us, we really appreciate it. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Helps us a lot if you stick around. We are, of course, still sweating that $125,000 mystery bounty that is up for grabs. There's also a $50K prize still lingering. So not only are we looking to find out who wins the tournament, also who will win that crazy bounty.
How much?
140.
Yeah, yeah.
140 now from Lee from the button with the double suited ace-10. Wilson calls from the big blind with queen-jack 8-5 with spades as well. And we see 9-7-7 on the flop. Inside straight draw for Wilson. Both ways, so double gutter. Lee pairs is 9.
10 seconds.
Wilson decides to check. Not really a favorable flop with some good ways to evolve for Lee, and he decides to check as well. Third diamond on the turn, it's the king.
$275.
That is 275.
Here he comes.
Yeah, Wilson's going to lead out.
This sort of aggression in these sort of spots are ultimately what could separate Taylor Wilson from the pack as as four-handed play kind of drags on it. If he's going to be the one who's willing to push the envelope, press on the gas a little bit more, win the pots that other players might feel like they really don't want to contest, then he could really stretch out a nice gap. Now, yes, Allan Lee does make the call here, but could he see another set of pressure from a bet here from Taylor Wilson on the end? Now, this river card, Wilson might just check because he does improve to some decent showdown value here.
Wilson decides to check. Is Lee going to take this opportunity to bluff at
How
this?
much is in there?
905.
Seconds.
500.
And Lee is going to use his opportunity to bet. And Wilson with the lightning fast fold. Allan Lee with a very important pickup, especially for his stack size.
Great job there from Allan Lee.
Yeah, and Wilson still leads with 2.9 million, but this at least keeps it a bit more competitive.
Seconds.
175.
$175 here from Lee. It's just not really the type of game where getting out of line is rewarded. We'll see stabs on later streets, but the aggression you sometimes see in No Limit Hold'em can be a little different in PLO. Ace 3-7 with clubs. Wilson with inferior clubs. Action gets checked. 3 of diamonds on the turn.
I'm a little bit surprised to see Wilson in there with this type of hand from the small blind, but I think given his stack, he kind of just wants to play pots and ultimately look for ways to put pressure on his opponents should things break in what he would deem in his favor.
Wilson checks a 3rd time here, and Lee now probably thinking, if I don't bet, I'm going to lose. So it is worth taking a stab, and 400,000 might just do it here. Wilson with the very weak holding as well. Wilson.
I mean, pretty close. You hear him? He said, you're going to show me King, Queen, Jack 10 double. Okay, I mean, he's right in that wheelhouse for sure.
Yeah, and that is where the larger sizing probably works in Lee's favor in relation to the pot that is. The PGT heads to Paradise coming up real soon. WSP Paradise. 6 WSP Paradise tournaments qualify for the PGT. December 4th through the 18th at Atlantis Paradise Island, Bahamas. There's a $25,000 super main event with a $60 million guarantee. You can check out the full schedule over at pgt.com/schedule. And in case you were not paying attention, we are sending 1 annual subscriber to play in the 25K Super Main event. So become a PokerGo subscriber right now. Only annual subs are eligible. 1 of our annual subs will play in that event. Seeing lots of love for Allan in the chat. Appreciate it. O-Side also pointing out Linde is a crusher. There are still 2 giant bounties out there. One's worth 125,000, one's worth 50,000. So whatever big all-in we see next will have those implications attached to it. Small pots has been the name of the game, and fairly understandable given what's at stake and how deep the stacks are.
Yes. And a lot of other pairs. Thanks.
Donnie, no room for table talk, banter, or anything other than straightforward poker action. These guys are just so businesslike.
Yeah, a lot of money on the line, a lot of PGT points on the line. You know, this is when it all gets serious.
Normand with ace, king, queen, deuce with the suit. Makes it 175, and Wilson calls. Can you even have a game plan in this type of situation, or is it all too situational as far as, you know, the standard stuff, you know, hand strength and positions?
Yeah, I mean, I think these guys at the end of the day are, I'll say this, I think Taylor Wilson's going to be kind of the outlier, and everyone else is going to play very, very snug. You know, correct hand selection. Maybe at times we'll see things that are way too conservative, or what we may view as conservative, whereas Wilson's going to be a little bit more out there. But it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not standard, but in a way the hands play themselves, if that makes sense. We're like, okay, like I'm going to have a full house, you're going to have a flush, maybe we get the money in there, I get it. But other than that, very, very close to the vest in general.
It's so funny, man.
It's so good.
Until, and this is, you know, this might happen, that might not, but if they get short enough,
I was thinking about.
if this keeps up for another, what, 4 levels, and they're down to
Do you have lamb chops?
15 to 20 bigs each, and then they just have to kind of
So
get the
like
money
that,
in?
The line they must have like.
The whole hotel was on. It was just haywire. It was crazy. Yeah, I don't know how it rang to the other, but I mean, you also think about it being a ROM, and it all makes sense as well.
Sometimes I feel like we only get like half the story of what
Yeah.
they're talking about, and I'm like, I don't really understand what's happening, but that sounds interesting.
Through action here, 7-4-3 with clubs. 7s and 3s for Wilson. Linde's hand yet to be shown.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I can do it if you want. If it's easier for you, doesn't matter.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Perhaps a slight issue with the reader of Linde. Hopefully we'll get to see his cards any moment now.
I blame him.
User error. Normand betting 100,000. Wilson with 2 pair decides to raise it up. Call does get made. Now the 10 of diamonds shows up on the turn. Wilson with the nut flush draw to go along with his 2 pair.
There's the pot. Tough continue here for Normand. I mean, 2 pair, yes, but you got to kind of just hold on if you make this call here. Your opponent can have lots of draws that have a lot of equity, even if you do have the best hand. Maybe you don't want to go up against those. Of course, there's better hands out there that just have you absolutely crushed.
And Normand finds a way out here, and Wilson back up over 3 million. The only player even over 2 million, so that is a significant lead. He now on 60 big blinds, the rest in the 31 to 37 big blind range.
I feel like something weird happens every Trident goes to.
Every what?
I said every Trident something weird happens.
Like controversial or what?
No, just funny. That time with the power outage. One time in Monte Carlo where half the people got so sick they were like shitting themselves.
I mean, the World Series has kind of been like that lately, right?
The fields must have been better.
Yeah, yeah.
Shooters.
DeForest was like running back and forth from the table.
10 seconds.
Some
3 aces here for Wilson. That is
punched in the face.
the
Judge it.
wrong amount of aces.
10 seconds.
If you want to
Plastic.
rank the amount of aces
Take it,
in
baby.
PLO, 2 is the
Yeah.
best, then 1,
At least from
then 3,
that,
then
to see
4.
with some 2 + 2 belief.
I think I should probably show this one.
Yeah. 2 + 2 beef carrying over to the real world.
Who was it?
Elis got punched. Go ahead. Grablos, something like this.
Who got punched?
Ellis.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
How does anyone have beef with this guy?
I don't know. He's so
It's
nice.
like yeah, exactly.
I heard about this.
I did not.
Basically, some guy flew. I think he's a poker player, a high stakes poker player, or whatever. But he
Yeah, there was some
traveled
heads
to
up meetings.
Triton just to like walk up to Elis Parson and punch him in the face.
Oh my God.
Guy
What
showed up
what was the
playing
story behind that?
That's kind of
Oh,
all
that
I know
was
because they have previously
he's-
talked about it in the studio. But I mean,
One of the biggest winners.
Elis is like the nicest guy in the world.
PLO.
That yes, from what I know, yes.
Grablock. Something like this. Just had some old school beef. Guy intended on playing. He just didn't end up playing. Ended up punching instead.
$500K to play for here as we arrive on the turn after the flop goes check check. Wilson limp called 200K. 135 here from Lee with his paired ace. He's just hoping to weed out the straggler here who doesn't have diamonds. Still four-handed here. Blinds at 25K, 50K. There is another event starting today. If you go to PGT.com and hit the live reporting tab, you can follow along with the 15K PLO. Just good old PLO, no gimmicks attached today. Seeing a plethora of big names already in the mix, and Brendan Adams is in the house. Lieutenant Lavender back in the mix after a...
He's not wearing lavender today.
That's a shame. Long absence. We got Nacho, Isaac Haxton, Jason Mercer, Chino Rheem, Eric Seidel, all battling it out. Ace deuce 5 with 2 diamonds. Lee, again the razor. We got DK Costa in the chat. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. We're doing great. Appreciating the fact that the studio is back in action. 3 days of PLO, PGT PLO Series, I should say, followed by 3 days of 100K Super High Rollerball PLO, which should be a real treat.
I saw Deke shared on Twitter not too long ago that he, back in the heyday of the poker boom, he almost won a WSB main event seat through an AOL-sponsored giveaway or promotion.
Wow.
That's when you knew the money was falling from the sky.
That's so crazy.
I believe that was you, Deke. I hope I have that right.
A limp and a check. They should really outlaw limping, don't they? Should be a minimum 3x minimum raise.
Remember that the WSOP tournament, the no limit deuce 7, you couldn't limp. You had to raise.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Amazing. Didn't you play in that?
Yeah, I played in the 1500 back in the day, but
Right.
I think they changed that rule in that tournament too, so you can now limp.
The deuce to 7 no limit. The playground of Donnie's worst migraine.
Oh yeah.
It may or may not have been induced by Brandon Cantu.
Yeah, speaking of migraines, I had a migraine this morning.
Oh, wow.
I go to take a shower. My nose starts bleeding.
What?
So my nose is bleeding. Okay, it just happens sometimes, you know, when the weather changes in here. So my nose is bleeding. I'm just kind of letting it run out while I'm in the shower. Some blood splashes on like the side wall. So I go to adjust the shower head to get the blood off the side of the wall. Shower head breaks.
Oh, my God. No way.
Water is shooting literally everywhere. My nose is bleeding.
Oh my
My
God.
nose looks like it's bleeding worse because there's water running down my head and it's like getting in the water. It was a stone disaster in there. There's blood all over the place. The shower head's off the thing. Water's going all over the place. My wife was home, so I'm yelling to her. She comes into the bathroom. She's like, "What the hell is going on?" Freaking out. It's just an absolute mess.
That is hilarious.
As I'm like, I gotta get out of here because I gotta go to work. Gotta be here for the stream. It was just a mess. Stone disaster.
You better calm down. Your nose still start bleeding again.
Yeah, it might.
175.
All right, we're playing the nosebleed stakes here, but no blood actually being seen at this final table. It's been pretty quiet so far here ever since we got down to four-handed play. But you got to listen up because Global Poker has a sick promotion. If you deposit $30 using the promo code PGT PLO 30, you'll receive a whole bunch of cool free stuff and free entries into events of the Eagle Cup, which is ongoing right now, which also has some PLO tournaments. Start playing today at globalpoker.com. Terms and conditions apply. Deposit $30, use the promo code, and you get some extra freebies.
I believe also Global Poker, if you win one of those events, you get a nice trophy.
Yes, I have seen photos of that trophy.
Yeah, they have a few different kind of championship series that they run every single year. Obviously, that Eagle Cup. They do the online version of the U.S. Poker Open, which we have talked about in the past. Pair that up with the live U.S. Poker Open that takes place here at the studio. They have the Rattlesnake Open. The Grizzly Games, I think, is another one. And then the trophies are always themed with what's going on. So very cool stuff from Global Poker.
175, not 150. Right? 175. That's what he put in? I thought I saw it. I'll do it. Yeah, I'm kind of blind, so. Can you just stop the clock?
Yeah, now we're good.
All right. Thank you.
10 seconds.
175.
That's 175.
Wilson fires 175. Lee's got top two pair here. I was about to say top pair, that's why I caught myself. Top two pair here, 9s and 7s, backdoor spades as well. If you guys haven't done so already, please like the video on YouTube. We are just about to hit 100 likes, so let's climb on up. I know it's our first stream here from the PGT PLO series, but let's drive up that engagement a little bit as we go. It's nice to be back in the commentary booth. Nice to have everyone alongside. Jack of spades here on the turn. Very nice card if you are Allan Lee. He checks over to Wilson. Wilson checking back. Deuce pairs the board on the end. Gives Wilson trips here and flips things in his favor. Flop and turn here were great spots for Allan Lee, but that lowly duck on the end has changed everything.
10 seconds.
425.
That is 425.
Leo says WTF River. Eric says Mallards get there. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. 425 is the bet from Wilson. And Lee flicks it in. Too much of a hand to fold to Taylor Wilson, and Taylor Wilson's going to take a pretty sizable pot here and stretch it back out a lead up over 3.4 million.
This one entry or the
This one's the first one.
You get the last 50.
magic card?
Good card, I enjoyed it.
Get a limp from Wilson here with aces. We're going to go 3 ways as a result. Lee came in from the small blind. Linde checks his option in the big blind.
Yep.
Jack 6-3, 2 clubs. Top pair for Lee. 6s and 3s with the nut flush draw for Linde. Wilson has the aces. Also did connect with that 6. Wilson with the 4 clubs in his hand could block some form of continues from his opponent, both for 4-5 and also clubs, but he's going to check.
10 seconds.
All 4 of these players so methodical, and where we usually enjoy final tables, including a bit of out-of-line play. Donnie, neither of us have had to raise our voices much.
I mean, we did early, and then it's really calmed down after we lost Sean Winter and then shortly after Chino Rheem.
I promise you I will raise my voice when we draw for the next bounty. How about
Yeah,
that?
of course.
10 seconds.
Wilson turns 6s and 4s here. But it's Lee the one betting. Linde calls. I think we'll also see Wilson call here. I mean, maybe a fold, but
10 seconds.
I don't think you can raise. Probably too much of a hand to call. Yeah. And a 9 on the end. Now it's 2 pair for Allan Lee, so everyone's got 2 pair.
You get 2 pair. You get 2 pair.
And notice the check from Allan Lee, even though he did go from having just 1 pair to 2 pair, which I think is just a sign of him ultimately trying to navigate the showdown, doesn't want to bet and possibly get raised.
He checked. He checked.
Yeah, I checked.
He checked.
Can possibly go check call depending on sizing. If he does check around here, though, he's going to show down that Jack 9 and win it. So Linde had 2 pair on the flop, was sucked out by Taylor Wilson's 2 pair on the turn, which was then sucked out by Allan Lee's 2 pair on the river.
Jack 6 with clubs.
They're not flush draw.
Yeah, not flush draw.
Yeah. And a really shitty gut shot.
You guys are gonna have fun watching that one.
number 2.
2 of 3?
Yeah.
Why is there 4 up there? Just goes. All right. Yeah, I got you. Got you.
175. That is 175.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Pot.
575. That is 575.
Time extension.
That's good.
10 seconds.
Potentially some action here, but Normand with a single suited ace-king, perhaps not wanting to engage in a huge flip or at least commit a large chunk of his chips.
Time extension.
Well, he's going to make the call, so we got a huge pot here.
Yeah, 1.25 million in the middle here. Linde, a slight favorite, but he does have the inferior ace. And it comes 10-7-7. Pocket nines still best here. And I'm guessing Linde is going to shove here more often than not.
Yeah, I think this money just goes in. You know, he does have the draw to the 8 for the straight. He's got the backdoor spades.
I was just stay in the basement for one hand.
It was nice. It was nice and cool.
Yeah.
Snap
Stupid
fold.
bounty, man.
Been a
From
basement
Normand.
kid most of my life, you know. I'm used to it.
What'd you have? So know like how bad in what shape I was, if I was in bad shape.
I don't think you were in bad shape. That is a spicy one.
Is that the last hand? Okay, thanks.
3 sixes here for Linde. That's the
Can I order something on break?
wrong amount of
I
sixes.
thought it's not a bounty. It's
Yeah, I mean, understandable.
Wilson now in the small blind. Final hand before the break. No break here on the stream, though. We are going straight through to the next hand, just so you know. A little bit of time travel that we are able to do. Wilson makes a 150. Normand with double suited Queen Jack makes the call. Jack 3-5. Rainbow flop. Open-ended for Wilson with 6-4. Normand
Isn't
with
that 350?
2 pair jacks and threes. Pot-sized bet here, opening the door for Normand to
Do you want me to just turn this
stick
off?
it in.
all in.
And he does move all in
I call.
with a bounty to play for. Wilson makes the call.
That's all I got right now.
And we have a player
Saw that.
at risk. It is
I saw
Fred
one to
Normand
lose.
from
Dylan.
Canada.
You might make money.
He's slightly ahead here.
Yeah.
2 pair versus a straight draw. Backdoor
Like
hearts
this.
available for Wilson as well.
Gotta fade the 8-outer.
8 outs for Wilson twice here.
If you're not going to hit my straight, give him 2 pair.
Yeah, 2 pair is.
Yeah.
2.1 million in the
Right
middle.
away, anyway.
But more importantly,
Don't give him 2 pair on the river.
a bounty looming in the distance. 10 of spades on the turn. Wilson with a few additional outs as he pairs his 10.
20%.
River card. Normand survives up to 2.1 million, doubling through Wilson, and that will draw this final table almost exactly level again. So the last 2 hours were for nothing, Donnie.
7, 8.
Of course they were. I mean, of course. Come on.
85 confirmed.
Still four-handed. All the money still to play for. It's been quite a roller coaster already, but we are far removed from crowning a champion here in Event 8 of the PGT PLO Series.
Play Poker Go is where you play free online poker, and now it's your shot at a dream seed in the PGT Championship. Download the free Play Poker Go app or visit playpokergo.com. Play one hand, and you're automatically entered for a chance to win a seed in the $1 Million free roll. Enter before December 10th. Must be 21 or older and a U.S. resident. No purchase necessary. A purchase will not improve your odds of winning. Go to pokergo.com/rules for giveaway rules and requirements. Play for fun. Play for free. Play for your dream seat. Only on Play Poker Go.
All right, a new look at the standings. Linde on top, just barely ahead of Normand and Wilson. Allan Lee are quote-unquote short stack, but Donnie, this is all still to play for.
Yeah, the stacks are extremely close. 8 big blinds separate the top, Dylan Linde, from the bottom, Allan Lee. So
3 ways, I can't do anything like that.
probably just going to be much of the same that we've seen for the past hour and a half, where it's pretty conservative play.
But my other backup stuff was.
But as the stacks do grow shallower, because the longer we stay four-handed, the blinds will escalate, then things become a little bit more urgent for all of the players. Alex Severin said, "So what you're saying is we just wasted 2 hours?" Yeah, pretty much, sir. pretty much, you know. Wilson started to kind of stretch out a lead there, but then Normand just doubles right back through, and we're right back to where we started.
10 seconds.
Average stack now right around 33, 34 big blinds, so somewhat shallower, but at this stage, you know, I think having 30-plus big blinds in your stack is certainly deep enough to have a bit of playability, some creativity. It's not just going to be all in and call, so.
Being like almost all equal with bounties is like it's so crazy.
I finally got a chance to try. You know, that was my first chance to really.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like card distribution would be a big factor. Probably way more than skill.
Yeah, I mean, no one really got in super danger. You got down there $1 million, you got down there $1 million. That was it. No one's been, since we've been four-handed, no one's been under $1 million.
Seconds.
210.
210,000.
Got him.
Yep.
If you guys want to turn your rags into riches, excuse me, do know that it is your last chance, because this drawing, this giveaway, the giveaway window ends on Monday. You can play in the PGT True Classic Rags to Riches tournament for free right here at the Poker Go studio. 15 $5,000 packages are up for grabs. All you have to do is head on over to trueclassictees.com/tcpokergo. The link is on your screen right now. and submit your poker story. Tell us why you got into the game. Tell us about your journey. You know, what motivates you to play. Maybe there's some sort of, you know, tie back into your family, playing at the kitchen table with your grandma, grandpa, whatever it may be. We want to hear your poker story. Our friends over at True Classic, they really want to help aspiring poker players achieve their poker dreams. So that's the motivation behind this event and this giveaway. So check it out, and hopefully, if you are lucky to have your story picked, we will see you in December. Both players working with top pair here. Wilson doing the betting after check 2, 90K. Half pot.
10 seconds.
Call made from Linde. Nine of diamond shows up on the turn.
There's 316.
Action check through. Ace of clubs completes the board.
This feels wrong. I will be looking that one up.
Well, you're going to see that you folded a split.
Might like what you find out.
You might not. I just know that spot was wrong. Those turn river cards are very good for me to fold. One's right. They were bad.
Pot.
210.
Here comes Allan Lee. Pot size raise. Ace, jack, jack, deuce.
10 seconds.
Lee's aggression getting countered by a call from Normand, who has some opportunities, but has to flop quite specifically here, and Queen 3 is not among that. Donnie, do you think that the pre-flop raise gives you sort of a, I don't know, I'd say a step ahead to fire on flops that are largely uncoordinated?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're going to be willing to come in with a raise at this stage, you're probably going to have a playable and decent hand, you know, up there in your range. So, you know, obviously depends on whatever the texture is, but a lot of times the advantage is going to go to that pre-flop raiser, which then, you know, once you get to the flop, turn, rivers, etc., is going to lean towards them. You know, it does depend on what the runouts are and whatnot, but how your hand works with, how your hand stacks up against your opponent's range, how your hand can be evaluated on the board. Here, for example, you know, Lee a lot of times might bet this sort of flop, but he has the hand that is kind of in the middle where he just kind of gets to showdown. Like, he just doesn't want to pile a lot of money in. He's got 2 pair. It's good. Not great. Probably wins a lot, but should you bet and get faced with a check raise, are you just going to go nuts with 2 pair here? Probably not. So he's just going to navigate to showdown like he does and collect the chips.
You got spades?
No.
Quietly and calmly, Lee
As
breaking
like
this one in.
tens, jacks, kings, no spade, something like that. I was like, turn it, maybe it's close. Was a great card.
10, I'm not folding. 10, I pay you off.
Yeah, for sure.
Very festive shirt there out of Linde. Got the Halloween spirit organ.
Love to hear some Halloween costumes from the chat. What are you guys dressing up as? Do you have kids to go trick-or-treating with? Perhaps any coordinated type get-ups? Donnie, what are you guys going with?
I don't know if I'm going to go as anything.
Wow.
But the kids did try on their Halloween costumes last night. Daughter's got Super Kitty, which is a TV show. And the son is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is an all-timer.
He looks hilarious in his, because it's, you know, it's got like little puffed out muscles. He's
wow.
He's like 2 feet tall, running around.
That's amazing. We have a hilarious, if I say so myself, outfit choice. My wife and I are going to go as the archaeologists from Jurassic Park, and
I like it.
our little boy is going to be a T-Rex, and our dog is going to be a Brontosaurus, and he's going to hate every second of wearing his outfit.
I love it.
I can tell you that already. Ace King 9-8 sees a very nice flop here on Ace Ace 10.
80.
The problem with these kinds of flops is that it's often hard to make money.
And maybe we see a call here from Lee. Maybe we see a fold here. I can see him really going either way. He does have backdoor diamonds. Maybe you want to keep your opponent honest for one street. But certainly can't fault him if he ultimately just bins this right here and elects to find a better spot.
I had an ace.
Believable. Believable.
Man, I don't know. To me, it doesn't change much to like sit or not because we see it after later. I look even more more stupid if I say, oh, I bluffed you. You know?
Yeah.
I had nothing.
7 high.
And I'm blasting it all off right now.
I had a badoogie. Nothing.
Couple of kings for Taylor Wilson.
210.
210.
Defendable here for Linde.
I mean, I must say that I'm a huge fan of the 8-8-7-6 double suited type hands.
How about now?
Not so much. Let's move on. Turn card, however, Donnie, it draws me back in. We now are open-ended. We've picked up a flush draw. This is literally the best possible card.
You were ready to just open muck your hand.
Yeah, I was ready to.
And now you're like, oh, wait. Give me my cards back, please.
Hold on, people. Hold on.
10 seconds.
Bojan asking if we know until how long they're playing. I know exactly until how long they're playing. Until there is one player remaining. We are playing until this thing is done. And judging by the style of play and the amount of big blinds, I could say that it's 2 to 3 hours more. I think that is not unreasonable.
I mean, who knows at this point? Could play till 10 p.m. as far as I know.
Linde comes at 325 with the variety of draws. Wilson with kings comes along, makes the call. 10 of diamonds, Donnie. Not a scary card in the slightest. This sort of forces Linde to slow down, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard for him to represent here. I mean, that said, maybe he can represent a 2-pair, maybe some sort of straight combination is out there. He did defend out of the big blind, so I think there are some combos that can fit for him. I think ultimately Wilson's just going to check back here once he plays his hand like this. I think it's understandable just to check back and take your showdown.
8s.
Too many outs.
Too many outs.
Now, do you think that Linde might continue on cards that look scary that don't improve his hand?
What's that?
Like a hard or a high card, something along those lines?
I don't think so. It didn't feel
I don't know,
like you're the
because a
only one
heart,
who
you
knows.
know, it can connect with Wilson too, right?
I mean, you got to pot it to even. Like the value's not going through. Like you can't disguise it.
I would have thought
I
that a card like that, that
I don't
10,
know what I'll do, to be honest with you.
If he goes
would have been
1/3,
more of a
it's
card that
scary.
Linde would be willing to bluff because obviously we can see the card, so it's a little bit easier to speak to it. But it does seem like Wilson played his hand like he has aces, kings, maybe like an ace-queen, a king-queen, something like that. Basically a really good 1-pair hand who doesn't have some additional draws. Like if he has aces with 2 hearts and he flops the overpair with the flush draw, he's going to just start jamming money in. But if he's just got aces or kings that don't have a flush draw or don't have some sort of straight draw, then he probably just checks back, calls turn, right? So like those are the hands you're probably trying to get to fold. So I thought a fairly blank card on the end is something that like if Linde wants to go with, then he can go with it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong there, but
playing 30K, 60K, and Normand raising pot size to get things going here. Action folds to Wilson in the big blind. He's going to make the call.
You had what, 886 what?
867 with clubs.
Ace 8 10. Appealing for Normand, flopping both the ace. He's got a variety of straight draws.
Time extension.
400.
400.
What'd you say was in there, 510?
400K continuation from Normand, who wouldn't mind action here.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get any. I think Wilson always wants to continue, but you can't always continue, of course. But I think he always wants to.
Being covered, covering the like this. It's just like.
But there's like an inverse to it too, right?
Yeah, like the thing, like you have to stack off lighter because the other one stack off lighter. It's like it's kind of stupid, you know.
Frederic Normand now in the lead, 2.5 million, and we've seen all the players swing back and forth, and Allan Lee has sort of been the most consistent one, in almost like a bad way, where he's been trailing ever since, letting go of that chip lead. But still, no concerns there. He's got 29 bigs, but he's been, I guess, treading water here for a bit. The PLO legend himself.
Yeah, and every time we've seen someone get a chip lead, it's been like a couple hands after they kind of get pulled back down to the pack somewhere. So let's see if Normand here can like kind of start to stretch something out. Wilson did, but then, again, he got pulled back down. So
yeah, he doubled up Normand, who now is the chip leader.
Yeah.
It's going in every which way. And, for those unfamiliar with Allan Lee, he's got over 5 million in career earnings. Won a PGT PLO event in 2024. Also has a PLO win at the US Poker Open back in 2023. Now looking at Taylor Wilson, who goes by Lightning. He's got about 3 million in career earnings. Currently second on West Virginia's all-time money list behind...
What Virginia you said?
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Chat?
Jason Kuhn?
Yes, correct. Wow, Donnie's too fast. Sorry, chat, Donnie's too fast. I thought I had a good little bit of trivia there for you. Normand, meanwhile, the one making the call here from the big blind with that nice rundown, and he connects massively, flopping 2-pair and a straight draw. Linde's ace is looking a whole lot worse, but he does have the nut flush draw, so he's going to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I think Linde's got a really, really good hand here. He's going to start betting. Now, with the presence of that flush draw out there, I'm not sure Normand, even though he has a big hand himself, is going to just start piling a bunch of money in. Maybe he wants to see kind of a cleaner turn card before just going nuts.
Well, Linde betting 325 into 510. This does open the door for some aggression here, and Normand could put Linde all in here and decide to run it, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Linde with a glance back over at the chip counts on the big screen.
I mean, he's never folding.
And he makes the call. 3.3 million in the middle here. Linde with 16 outs twice.
Verified.
The funniest card would be a deuce, but the deuce of diamonds and the deuce of spades have been folded. The deuce of hearts would give Linde the nut flush.
Always one of those fun spots in PLO where you have the most equity, but you are the second best hand.
Happy the way things are.
All right, massive, massive situation. Linde does need to improve here versus 2 pair, and a 4 of clubs on the turn is not going to help him. Now with 15 outs, Linde looking for a way to escape. Normand looking to claim a massive mystery bounty. River is a 10 of spades, and that'll do it for Dylan Linde. Just like that, finds aces, flops pretty well, and is now on his way out the door as Normand will receive a bounty card. And he's asking the players at the table,
Try to do it mid-hand,
Just do it mid-hand.
should I
some angle shooters.
open it right now or not?
He already has 85K in bounties.
Wow.
He pulled a 50 yesterday and 2 15s, and then today we saw him pull a 5.
Oh my God. So Normand is having the Vegas trip of a lifetime.
His first time playing in the Poker Go studio.
So I
He's had a lot of success in poker in general,
Yeah,
but
for you-
his
for
first
you
time here
for
at
a
the
minute,
studio
it
and
would've been
absolutely showing out.
I had all the chips with like 11
I
left.
know, you still don't have as
What do we
many
got?
as you, or no, I guess you.
I'm almost the same with 4.
So there's a 125, there's a
You're
50, and there's 2
Yeah,
5s. So
it's
the average
7
here, I think,
hours
is right around
later.
45K.
So how do I do it again?
Black is ink.
Like this?
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to
Try
sweat it.
knock chips into your stack this time.
All right, time for the big sweat.
Try to go quick.
Can he grab a $125,000 bonus? Is it out there?
That's
Oh,
happened to me.
pump fake. 5K. Oh, no way. Oh, my God.
Oh
So basically, if
my!
you win, you're guaranteed 50K bonus.
Yeah.
This is
You're guaranteed at
insane.
least.
This
You
is
get 2, right? Yeah, if you win, you're guaranteed 50. Yeah, you're guaranteed 55K.
God damn it, Matthew.
it's almost to the point where winner takes all at this point.
Yeah.
This is getting really crazy because right now
Yeah. Imagine if the last 2 are the 50 and one.
there's one player who will get 2 bounties.
400K.
Yeah, you'll eliminate second place. You'll get that one, and then you'll collect your own. So you get to win that one as well. I mean, this is just wild.
All I want is
Normand with the monster lead now, 4.1 million versus 2.1 and 1.7.
Yeah, you can have the points. Let me pull the. I'll knock out Allan for the 125.
I mean,
This is insane, though. The fact that the biggest bounty is still left to play for, 3-handed in the tournament.
Well, you remember last time?
Was it the first bust
Tyler
out?
Brown pulled the biggest bounty first, then pulled the second biggest bounty second, and the third biggest bounty third. Boom, boom, boom. On the first day of play. Just took him right out of play.
It's hilarious.
This also makes it very interesting given like the money jump implications.
Yes.
Like let's say somebody goes out and the next bounty pulled is 5K. Then you're playing heads up not only for the difference between first and second, which is what, 195 and 126, so 70K. But you're also playing for 125 plus 50, so another 175K. So you're literally playing heads up for what, 250,000?
That's insane. For a 15K buy-in.
I mean, that's just wild.
It is.
I don't think he did for some weird reason.
You have good live reads.
We'll see. We'll see later. Intuition. Maybe I'm completely
And when there
wrong.
was 4 players left in 4 bounties, the average bounty, 125, 50, 5, divided by 4 was 46K, 46 and change or something. But now that one of those 5s is removed, it's higher. So like if somebody starts putting chips into the pot, I mean, I think Fred Normand is just like gonna go.
Oh, for sure. He has to.
Plus he has kind of that safety blanket where he's already pulled 90K in bounties. So like even if like things don't go his way and he bombs out in third here, I mean, okay, you get third place money, which is 87K. You've already collected 90K in bounties, so it's a really good payday. So you kind of might as well take that shot at the upside.
He took it. Yeah.
God damn.
I get a walk?
Oh, we got a walk.
That's not a good one.
Ooh.
Getting better.
First walk, I think, of the final table.
Defendable, certainly.
I had 8 high spades.
All right, 3 players remaining playing for the big bucks. It's been quite a entertaining final table when you think of it. The sweat for the mystery bounties looming large. You can also dream big with Play Poker Go. Play free online poker for a chance to win a dream seat to play in the PGT $1 million championship. Go to playpokergo.com or download the Play Poker Go app for iOS or Android. All you have to do is create a free account, play at least one single hand of free online poker, and that'll enter you into the draw that might have you flying to Las Vegas. The deadline is December 10th, so please don't hesitate. Make an account right now on playpokergo.com and get to playing the fastest online poker software out there, at least that I've tried. It's been a lot of fun playing on there, especially
Deuce,
when
deuce, 7.
my wife chooses to watch something on Netflix that I have absolutely zero interest in.
I get that a lot too.
That's why they invented online poker, I think.
Yeah.
Feels good, huh? Go get through.
I would have been okay with
Have you watched anything interesting lately
Well,
that I might find interesting?
I watched something very disturbing,
Oh gosh,
which
one?
was Perfect Neighbor.
it. It wasn't double suited aces.
I mean, I think I've seen it.
People in the chat can chime in on Perfect Neighbor, but it's basically a documentary filmed with almost exclusively body cam footage
Okay.
from police officers. It's about a crime taking place in Florida. I don't want to give away the whole plot in case you want to watch that without knowing what happens. It's very disturbing.
10 seconds.
What I did enjoy thoroughly, and I'm a sucker for this kind of show or movie, is now I gotta also actually say it right.
180.
180.
It's with Taylor Kitsch, the guy from Friday Night Lights. American Prime Vol on Netflix.
Okay.
It's loosely based on the Mormon massacre that took place. It's called the Mountain Meadows Massacre in Utah. It's loosely based on it, so it's not like historically correct completely. But I love shows about the expansion of the U.S., the Wild West, 1883. I was a huge fan of that show. American Prime Vol. By the way, directed by Peter Berg, who, of course, was the man behind Friday Night Lights. Yeah, 6 episodes. Perfect for like a Sunday.
Pot.
870.
Show me a good card.
A good card?
Yeah. Ace of
Gotta be
hearts.
hard in there somewhere. Yeah, that's a good card.
Check raise there, takes it down for Normand.
I need this thing to finish so I can play the next one.
Well, you have kind of control over that.
You're gonna be able
Start going, start going. Start raising, start betting, start jamming. You know, let's go.
doing
Pot,
good
pot,
too.
pot.
Nah, I don't think I'm gonna win it. Yeah, I have to win this one and the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's doable, bro.
Seconds.
140.
3 diamonds for Normand, not slowing him down. He knows he has control of the table now. He's gonna continue to exercise his right as the chip leader to try and punish his opponents. Let's see if it's gonna work though.
10 seconds.
2 customers for Normand, as everyone is looking to search for ways to improve. Ace, Ace 3 rolls off. Wilson with Ace 3. He's got a king alongside of it. This is probably the highest percentage equity you can have in a 3-way pot in Pot-Limit Omaha.
What's in there?
10 seconds.
I love how I just finished saying that this is the absolute best possible type equity you can have, only to then see Normand bet and Lee call, and Wilson is next to act. I mean, Wilson can just call here, right? There's like almost there's no scary cards out there.
Yeah, I mean, we can see the cards, but, you know, he might think, like, okay, if somebody's got an ace and some sort of middling cards, they could improve to a better full house than me. So maybe I just want to just start putting the money in, get one of these, or specifically Lee as the shorter stack to put it in with an ace, and we just kind of go for it. But maybe Lee would also just raise an ace.
So basically, Wilson thinking one of them should have an ace here, given the fact that it's bet call, and that's where I can make my money.
Yeah.
$650 now from Wilson. Action back on Lee, who, you know, took a stab, but has no incentive to continue now.
I just generally always try and fast play my hands in PLO, which, you know, I don't necessarily think is the worst approach. Both players going to get out of the way, though.
Good still.
So worth noting that Allan Lee is now floating with 20 big blinds. Still workable, yes, but you know,
what I
shorter.
What I said still holds up. He's been slowly but surely losing ground.
Yeah, no, he has.
I had a bit.
Came into the day as the chip leader.
I had a better.
Yeah.
Held that spot for, you know, a fair bit of the early portion, but
Don't think he had enough.
it's kind of just been slowly declining. Very slowly.
Ace, Jack, Jack, and Muck.
No, you repot Bruce so quick.
Oh, you had a pair with it. That actually makes sense.
You repot Bruce so quick with his hand.
Yeah.
Nice try.
10 seconds.
How many hands before the blinds go up?
Did he announce how many hands?
Three. All right, this is one.
This is 1 of 3.
10 seconds.
180.
180.
Okay, mine.
$420 to play for right now. Normand continues to be the aggressor, not allowing Wilson to see a cheap flop. Queen Jack 6 with 2 clubs, giving Normand a pair and some straight options. Wilson flops top pair and clubs. Is this a case, Donnie, where Wilson doesn't want to rush into things, given the fact that Lee is a fair bit shorter, even though his hand perhaps has some gambling qualities, if you will?
Yeah, I would think so. You know, just because of where Lee's stack is. Don't want to go, you know, too wild with your hand. It's good, You can be behind. You know, your opponent could even have a thing like he could have a queen with a better flush draw. You know, he can have king 10 of clubs, king 9 of clubs, stuff like that. Well, he can't have king 10 of clubs, but king 9 of clubs, you know, that's straight draw, flush draw combination. So could be a lot of equity over there for your opponent.
Wilson checks a second time after the 8 pops up.
10 seconds.
Wilson, 68% to have his hand hold up. And now 6 of spades on the river gives him the check mark.
Check. Queen's good.
2 checks, and the queen indeed is good.
Call. You getting it in on the flop?
No. Turn's a very good card.
Once again, if you're enjoying the coverage, please do us a favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel and chime in to the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if you're having a good time. We have 3 PGT PLO final tables today, tomorrow, and on Saturday. Saturday is the 25K final table. And then starting on Monday, the 100K super high rollerball PLO 100K buy-in with Ali Najad and Alex Livingston.
Pot.
210.
Wilson comes with a pot size raise, ace queen 6-6. Oh, we got your hood in the house, Donnie. Lonnie watching from Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
It's right next door.
I was going to say, how many times have you gone out drinking in Portsmouth, New Hampshire?
Oh, all the time. Drinking, following by going to Gillies for a late night cheeseburger or hamburger or something.
Love it. Is Gillies still exist?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think I just read an article that they changed cooks or maybe owners, who's also now a cook. But yeah, it's like a trailer slash truck, but it's like been there for so long, it's like sunken into the parking lot.
See, you know what I was picturing was more of like a rundown, sort of like diners, drive-ins, and dives type vibe with like pictures on the wall of like.
I mean, there's definitely pictures on the wall, but you can fit like 8 people inside.
Oh, it's not even like a food truck. It's like you can actually go inside. That's cool.
Yeah, but
I
it's
love
very
it.
small.
Oh, yeah. Lonnie is familiar with Gillies. We have ace jack 5 to contend with here.
10 seconds.
Play has slowed down considerably. And after Lee's check, Wilson is now going to fire with ace queen. I'd like to know from the chat, what's the thing that you crave from your hometown when you've been gone or when you've not been out much? There has to be a restaurant or something or a specific dish that you sometimes crave. But growing up in the Netherlands, I lived close to a city called Leeuwarden. They had this alleyway
Most important to you.
with all these sort of sandwich shops and like, fry shops, the Dutch deep fried food. We love that sort of stuff. And there was one place that made this sandwich that literally had people lining up out the door when all the clubs were closing. And of course, the nightlife scene, at least when I was younger, went until, 6 in the morning. So you could be standing in line there at 6:30 in the morning on a warm summer day, waiting for your sandwich with all your friends as the sun was coming up. And what I would usually do? I'd have a long bike ride to go home late at night. You shout out no drunk driving. Obviously, take your bicycle. I would get 2 sandwiches. One for the walk to find my bike and one for the ride home.
I mean, you you gotta take multiple ones. I was actually thinking yesterday that sandwiches are underrated.
Yes, Donnie.
I had a sandwich yesterday, and I was like, I need to just make more sandwiches.
Yeah, sandwiches are literally the GOAT. Have I ever talked you into going to Café du Sud, trying their ham baguette?
No, but I'm sure it's amazing.
That is just an all-timer. If you're in Las Vegas.
How much
There's multiple
time
locations
for
now of this place, and there's one here near the Strip in Chinatown called, I think it's called Café Midi.
Almost 2 hours. Yeah, I have no idea what time it is.
Donnie is referencing a day out at Logan's Run.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Is that what kind of establishment are we talking about? Is that horse racing?
It's like a. I mean, lounge bar. I mean,
The usual suspect going for breakfast tacos. I think that's the main thing about the U.S.
this is the inside of Gillies.
What?
Like those are like the seats.
No way.
It's like an old diner car.
What are those windows? Oh, that's just outside.
Yeah, so like this is the outside, and this is great radio for everyone listening, but this is like the diner car. This is like the kitchen area that they built on later, but this part is like they built around the bottom, but it's like kind of like sunken
That's
into
phenomenal.
the ground.
I want to go to Gillies. Next time I come out there, you have to take me.
So when I got married in Maine, one of the nights we went out to downtown Portsmouth the night before. Thursday or Friday.
When I wasn't there yet.
Yeah, but we after the bar,
Yeah.
we went to Gillies. I was like, we're going to Gillies, everyone.
Yeah.
So we walked there, and Gillies was closed.
Oh my God.
And I was like, God damn it! Like I just wanted everyone to,
That's brutal. Yeah, I got there a day late.
Yeah.
I remember flying in, spending a half day in Boston, and then driving my rental car up. It was pretty cool. My first time ever in that side of the country.
Ducks on the pond.
Yeah, set of deuces here for Normand.
90.
He's going to bet 90 and get the snap fold.
There used to be the cook at Gillies years ago. Like
Deuces.
people come in there, they're all drunk, and like everyone's causing trouble. It's a whole thing. But like he would like lose his absolute shit, and like come out from behind the counter, like threaten to fight you, throw you out. Like it was a whole mess.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm sure it's probably horrible food for you, but man, it was so good. Yeah, here's the back. You can see there's like a truck that's
that's awesome.
just stuck there forever.
The sandwich shop that I used to go to more than 20 years ago for my sandwich still exists. They still sell the sandwich that I used to get. And even right now, Donnie, it's only €7. That is
I mean, that's
amazing.
That's incredible.
10 seconds.
I have to get one the next time I'm visiting my parents. Three-way action here, potentially. Lee with ace-king, 8-6. Donnie, if we're suited ace-king here, are we just pumping it up here? But I guess that question is answered right away because he is going to make it 320. And this feels to me like we are leaning towards getting committed here. And look at this. Wilson, with the bounty in mind, is going to pot over the top with the queen 10, 6-5.
Yeah, I mean, he just wants to get heads up with Lee. If the money gets in, fine. 3 bounties left. There's a 125 and a 50, also a 5. So in average bounty pull, 60K in equity, right? So Wilson's just going for this here.
I love the gamble here because even if he doubles Lee up, he is still fine. He's just pressuring Normand to get out of the way here. But Normand also realizing that, hey, if I call this, Lee is going to be all in, and action will just play on the flop, but his hand just not strong enough
I don't know what I'm supposed to do there.
in his eyes.
Maybe call.
All right, we're flipping coins for a lot of money.
I was in rough shape against that.
If Wilson busts, Lee will be down a heads-up play. Wilson will receive a mystery bounty. 50-50 almost. Lee, a slight favor with ace-king, but this is literally the flip of a coin. Here's the flop, Jack, Jack 10, and Wilson pairs his 10, takes the lead. Lee now with 11 outs twice.
Still a flip.
Diamond to make it spicy, no. It is the 8 of hearts. 13 outs now for Lee, still alive, still 32%. Massive river card coming. Will we be down to heads-up play, or is Lee going to double up? River card is the deuce of spades. It's the blank of all blanks. And Allan Lee, the PLO legend, will depart in third place after starting the final table as chip leader. Couldn't get anything of significance going. And Lee will collect $87,800.
So when you win, you get the extra.
But now for the business end, Donnie.
Yeah. Like if you whoever wins between us just gets the last two. Yours.
Oh, okay, okay.
Well, you have yours and then the person.
Well said by Wilson.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick. So do I want to know? We're going to take a break. So yeah. Okay. I actually might wait because I guess it affects play a little more. But I do want to claim my envelope, but I'm not gonna look. Can I do that? Like when we come back? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Lightning Wilson here.
Yeah.
Going over some strategies.
Go is where you play free online poker, and now it's your shot at a dream seed in the PGT Championship. Download the free Play Poker Go app or visit playpokergo.com. Play one hand, and you're automatically entered for a chance to win a seed in the $1 Million free roll. Enter before December 10th. Must be 21 or older and a U.S. resident. No purchase necessary. A purchase will not improve your odds of winning. Go to pokergo.com/rules for giveaway rules and requirements. Play for fun. Play for free. Play for your dream seat. Only on Play Poker Go.
All right, we are down to the very, very sharp end of this final table in a way that nobody could have predicted. Taylor Wilson on top, 4.4 million. Frederic Normand from Quebec with 3.7 million. And the unlikeliest of things has happened, Donnie. We are playing almost literally for it all.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Wilson busted Allan Lee, but hasn't opened his bounty. That black envelope you see to the left of him, his right, that is the envelope he has not opened. There are still 2 envelopes left. So we know that there's a 125, there's a 50, and there's a 5. We just don't know what's in Taylor Wilson's envelope that he has already pulled to the side. It could be a 5, meaning they're playing heads up for 175 on top of the difference, which is a 70K between first and second. Or he could have the 125 sitting over there and they're playing heads up for a little bit less. But either way, they're just playing for it all.
135.
One of the largest heads-up PLO matches of the year, I want to say. And it's between Wilson and Normand. Let us know in the chat. Who's your favorite? Are we going to go Canada or U.S.? As Normand looks to overcome a slight deficit.
10 seconds. Seconds. Time extension.
Check.
Queen 8-6 with diamonds. 240 in the middle. This game definitely changing now as there's only 2 players remaining, so the fighting and the battling will change quite a bit. 120 here from Wilson. Normand makes the call. Wilson having taken the lead with the king on the turn. Neither player with the flush draw. Jack of clubs hits on the river, and now let's see if Wilson is going to check this back. I'm assuming he will.
All right.
Queen.
King.
King's good.
There's a 3 in there somewhere. Oh yeah, it's right here. Sorry.
Pretty deep heads-up match here. 59 big blinds and 41 big blinds, so 50 BB average.
Stuff for me to lose on.
Seconds.
200.
That is 2.
Seconds.
Cost 2.
357 on the flop here. Raising to call pre. Opening it for Wilson. Pair of 7s for Normand.
Check.
280.
280.
280 now from Normand. Top 2.
There's 480 in there.
40.
Seconds.
I fold.
Wilson lets it go. Normand takes it down. Seeing some Canadian flags in the chat. Love to see the support. Speaking of Canada, hockey season back underway. But more importantly, the Blue Jays in the World Series. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys probably won't care, but I lived in Toronto for a couple of years. I was there when they made their previous playoff run, 2015-2016, which I feel crazy in saying that that is now basically a decade ago. But I am absolutely stoked to see my Blue Jays in the World Series. I even went to a ALCS game in 2016 with Mike Leah, Donnie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Go Leafs go, eh?
Exactly. Shout out Toronto. Shout out Skydome. That place was rocking during Game 7.
240. So.
I'm very much concerned about the Dodgers being just way too good, but maybe Vladdy can just hit 10 home runs or something.
You never know.
Cool.
Normand here cranks it up to 240 after Wilson limped in, and Wilson makes the call.
It's 240. No, it's not.
No. Everyone's confused.
He got him with his first bet, huh? I mean, if he wants to put it in, I'll put it in.
Jack 8-7. Nothing too spicy here. Normand's queen's still best, and not the type of flop you want to get too crazy on.
What's in there?
It'll be 540.
Seconds.
125.
That is 125.
How much in there?
It should be. What I said?
560 is what it probably is. He said 540, but it's 560, I think.
Numbers being checked here as Normand decides to come along and make the call. Nine of diamonds on the turn.
Fun card. Gives Wilson a flush draw as well.
Yeah, and I wonder if that is going to entice him to semi-bluff or perhaps check back and realize equity.
I think maybe just take the line of aggression here. Your 2 10s block straights for your opponent. The diamonds block your opponent having something like, I don't know, a jack with some backdoor diamonds, stuff like that.
650.
And Wilson is going to just swing again, betting 650.
I would imagine it's just very, very hard for Normand to continue here, but you know, maybe he finds a check raise. I mean, he blocks the queen 10 too. They both block the queen 10.
Yep. Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
1.4 million check raise. Normand not buying it.
I mean, this hand is great.
Back to Wilson now. He's got the diamonds. He's got the inside straight draw, but he needs queen for that. This is a huge pot.
10 seconds.
The man who goes by lightning.
I mean, is there a chance he just puts the hammer down?
I was going to say, can lightning strike?
I mean, on one hand, it looks like... Oh, he does! Okay!
Wilson with the jam. What a monster hand here. That was phenomenal. Taylor Wilson
It's pretty sick.
with a absolute display of strength here. Oh, and he's going to show it too. That is sickening. That was amazing. That was the hand of the day. I tip my cap to Taylor Wilson.
I mean, you gotta tip your cap to
didn't know
both
about
of them
cards
too.
feels like
You
that.
know,
Yeah.
first for Normand for coming with the check raise, and it kind of looks believable because he puts so much of his stack in. He's got 1.4 out there. He's got 1.8 behind. It's like if I jam, is he just gonna commit and call off? But no, Wilson saw right through it and came with it. Bravo.
I mean, Donnie, dare I say, slight hints of Phil Ivey and Paul Jackson? a little bit?
I don't think we got. What did we get? 6 bets in that one.
Can I dream a little bit?
Oh, that was
Yeah,
great.
good price to call.
Yeah, but if I was open-ended, I would have, but I only had the one gutter. Only the one side.
And not gutter and
Check.
unlucky in those. $80.
That's 80.
Another flopped full house for Taylor Wilson. 6 on the turn just gives Wilson a better full house. I mean, why not? Probably going to be an 8 on the river with the way that things are going in this one.
Ten of spades on the river. Wilson now with a chance to go for some small value, I guess.
Comes with check.
Who's in there?
4.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe Normand's going to try and find some value here, but he's obviously going to get hit with it.
Pot.
Time extension.
And Wilson is going to raise pot.
It'll be 1 million. No,
1.3, right?
Get the check raise in.
Yeah, just a pretty clear spot to check raise here, of course. Only one hand beats you. Shouldn't be too worried about that, given that it's just heads-up play. And now that, you know, there is some meta involved here because Wilson did just show him that bluff.
Yes, that is true.
So, and we already knew that Wilson was capable, and I'm sure Fred knew that as well. And then he gets shown the bluff. So now it's like, okay, he just showed me a bluff. So, like, the simplest thing is, well, he showed me the bluff, so he should have it here. But then it's like, well, that's the first level. What about the second level, the third level? Like, he knows, I know that. Like, so it just gets really, really tricky. Would he just check raise a king like this? Would he even play a king like this? You know, checking it down to the river here and giving me a chance to bluff at it. So is Normand thinking, you know, is this more full house or nothing?
10 seconds.
What are even the bluffs that would continue? It's just a tough spot, and he ultimately does make the right decision laying it down. But that check on the end got Wilson an extra 300K.
I'm running out of them.
You're running hot, you said?
No, I said, how many time banks you got left? I'm running out of them.
All right, we're still battling heads up for an absolute pile of money. You could also win your way to Las Vegas to play for a similar pile because we're giving away 15 5K packages to play in the Rags to Riches event at the PokerGo studio in Las Vegas. Just head on over to trueclassictees.com/TCPokerGo to submit your story as to why you think you should be in the event. And who knows, the wonderful people at True Classic Tees might select you to play in that event, which is coming up real soon. The deadline is in 4 days. Submit your stories right now, and we might see you in the studio. That event also being live streamed. Should be a good time. Meanwhile, back on the flop right away. Jack 10-9. Normand with King 9 has a better king than Wilson. And Wilson has almost no ways to win this hand.
straight.
For those just tuning in, these guys are not only playing for the regular payouts. This is a mystery bounty event, and
this hand is so sick.
there are still
It's like
2 major bounties in the mix, one worth 125K, one worth 50K. And Taylor Wilson already has received a bounty that could be worth either 5,000 or the 2 aforementioned
if I lose, you deserve all the credit. that's for
amounts.
sure.
There's $126,000 guaranteed in the
Fearless.
normal payouts for runner-up
Recklessly.
finishes, for the runner-up finisher, and 195 for first. So depending on how this
Compliments are
breaks,
accepted here.
Hmm?
I said I don't mind backhanded compliments.
No, it's sick. It's like I have queen 10 so much, like so easily after isolate and check calling small bet.
he is not happy. He is not happy.
He was fucking
I think Wilson just used the time extension, listening to Normand talk, and then afterwards was like he was effing talking, which caused me to use a time extension. And recently he commented about how short he was getting on those time extensions.
So amazing.
I mean, listen, at many stages when you play poker, at many points, you're going to get outplayed, you're going to get bluffed, you're going to, you know, fold winners, all that sort of stuff. It's all going to happen. So, you know, on one hand, like I said earlier, you got to tip your cap to Normand for even going for that bluff and recognizing with those queens pulling the trigger, etc. But Taylor was just one better on that spot, and nothing you can do.
pot.
Here we go. Is it getting in?
What is it? 540 is what he bet.
So we have a limp raise pre, and now all of a sudden the action culminating in a big all-in on the flop, and Frederic Normand is in a world of trouble here. He's looking for a 4 or a 5, or this thing is over. I did not think that this heads up would go this fast. But 6 outs twice is not a whole lot. We're playing Pot-Limit Omaha here.
And maybe he can turn some additional equity here.
Spade.
Spade, maybe he can get an ace or a king.
Wilson ahead here with 8s and 3s. 7 of spades on the turn. All of a sudden, Normand with 11 outs. Taylor Wilson, can he scoop an absolute monster victory here? Not only the tournament win, but also the bounties. It's all on the line. The river is the king of clubs, and 8s and 3s hold up. Frederic Normand busts in second place. Normand collecting $126,800, but this man is the man of the hour,
Yeah.
the man of the day.
I would like to.
Rip open those bounties, sir, because you're winning $195,000 plus
No, I think
$5,000.
the first one was on the bottom. I think
And
I
the
grabbed the 2.
last 2 bounties,
So this would have been the one. Let's see what we were playing.
we know what they are worth, and 125K gets added to his tally, and there's one remaining worth 50,000.
Yeah, that's why I said if you mixed them up, then it wouldn't have been the one to the far right, you know.
And there it is, 50 grand as well being added.
you.
What an epic run for Taylor Wilson. Not only winning the tournament, but also collecting the 2 largest bounties that were left up for grabs at this final table. Woo! I got some sweat in my forehead. That was pretty epic. Wilson, the big winner. But I want to say that you guys at home watching were probably winners as well, because that was quite entertaining. Join us again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time as we will continue coverage of the PGT PLO Series with our 15K buy-in event that is bound to have a stacked final table. As we take a quick look in the room, Jesse Lonis up on his feet. I see Osmus, Chino Rheem, and a whole bunch more players battling it out. So please come and join us tomorrow at 1 Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern for that final table. For now, thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. My name is Remco Rinkelma. Donnie Peters, join me for coverage of Event 8 of the PGT PLO Series. For now, I want to wish you all a good night. Enjoy your Thursday, and we'll see you all again tomorrow as the 4-card action continues as we zoom in on the likes of Chitwick, Nacho Barbero, Isaac Haxton, and a whole bunch more superstars who will look to claim a seat at tomorrow's final table. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.